You're from which country you say?
I'm from Eritrea.
Eritrea. Okay. So you have the small Africans that are super rich, and then you have us.
Yeah.
But if you look at the us, brother, you cannot deny those people are working hard, man, to survive. Haba.
They work hard to survive, but
Yeah.
what I've seen in my eyes when I go to Asmara, which is the capital city of Eritrea, most people are at the bar drinking beer. Most of them don't do nothing.
But Eritrea is a different situation, though, isn't it? Like again, I think now that you're here, you could actually teach me something about Eritrea. I saw on YouTube, you know this guy Hoser on YouTube, Hoser,
No,
Hoser.
no.
He make videos about different countries, and he called Eritrea the North Korea of Africa. Is that true?
It's just true because Eritrea is not bought by the West. I mean, it doesn't have Western influence, doesn't ask or accept Western aid. So for that reason, it is labeled that way. But yes, it is kind of that way. Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay, but I think again, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I don't know much about East Africa at all. To be very honest with you, that's why I like to learn and ask questions. But I can speak about Nigeria. Okay,
Yeah.
West Africa. But Baba, we're not lazy at all because
I understand. Nigerians have the highest rate of entrepreneurs. And Nigerian people, they whenever go to America, they become doctors, engineers.
yeah.
Yeah, Nigerians are very smart, but also you cannot deny the fact. I mean, look at the state of not necessarily Lagos, but the city around Lagos. People live in extreme poverty.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. Even we are actually on the same page. On I would say 80% we are on the same page. I'm just, I just want us to. I think maybe we are you're looking at it from a macro standpoint. I'm looking at it from an individual standpoint because
Okay.
I think that's where we miss each other a little bit because I am looking at the people on the ground on the street, the man, the woman, the kid who don't know the president, who don't know the minister.
Okay. In that regard, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, brother.
On an individual level, yes.
Yeah, because okay, now let's compare the Westerners, right? The Westerners that I like to call us lazy. Do you think they can survive in Asmara? Do you think they can survive in Lagos for 2 weeks?
No, they wouldn't be able
They
to.
would never.
No.
Without iPhone and without tram and train and
No.
they would die, bruv.
Yes. I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. Without the coffee and the iPhone and the croissant and the
Yeah, no, in that regard,
they
I
will
agree.
not.
I agree.
But I agree with you. I agree with you. We have a lot to do in terms of developing our
Yes.
countries at a big level. Even as a Nigerian, M12 is Nigerian. Bro,
Okay.
our country is not going the way it should go. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And this is something a lot of Nigerians don't like to hear. We are not doing what we are not who we think we are as Nigerians. Because
Yes.
if we are going to claim infinite as if we are going to claim that we are the giant of Africa,
giants of
which we like
Africa,
to
yeah.
claim, we cannot be where we are.
Yeah.
And bro, Emon, go ahead, brother.
Nigeria's problem is is very, very complex. I am going to say this. Southern Nigeria has some of the most high IQ people that I believe if Southern Nigerians were to manage the country would be very, very prosperous. The only reason why it's not prosperous is because of his northerners that are in the positions of power. And they aren't known to be intelligent. No disrespect to them at all, despite the fact that I am from the north central part of Nigeria. Northerners are not known to be intelligent. Every single bad thing that we know about Nigeria is because of the north. Where that be the fact that our median IQ is 70. I was having this discussion last week with my older sister. Also said if Nigeria was two, Southern Nigeria and Northern Nigeria, I believe that Southern Nigeria's IQ is going to be like 90 because Southern Nigerians are extremely intelligent and are very, very hardworking. It doesn't matter where the average Nigerian person or where the average Southern Nigerian person goes, he is a net positive.
Yeah.
He or she is a net positive.
Yeah, I think also the problem about Nigeria, from what I've been able to understand, is that there's a tribe clash. I mean, you guys have
Yes.
the Hausa, the Igbo, the Yoruba.
Yeah.
So you guys, I think also Nigeria is a colonial
Yes,
concept.
it
And
isn't
should be-
organic.
Yeah, it should be divided appropriately. You know what I mean? Nigeria,
Yeah.
as we know it today, is not built in the right way. It should be.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need proper borders. You know what I mean?
This system that we have in Nigeria is not favorable to anybody at all.
No,
Our current system just cannot work at all.
I agree.
Like Because think about it. Igbos, like the South Nigerians and the Southeast Nigerians, these people are some of the most high IQ people. They are some of the most intelligent people that ever go. Like I'm going to it. Yet they are underrepresented in positions of power.
I mean, but the British benefit from that, you know?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
why? Because of they literally know that the people from the northern parts, they aren't that intelligent. So if we have these people keep breeding like fowls, they are going to have the power.
Yeah, no, bro. That's
Yes.
No,
We
go on,
just
go on.
cannot coexist with these people. We have seen this for the last 50 years. I think the 1979 election and the 1983 election should have told us that Nigeria could not work. Shehu Shagari had no business being president because of he did nothing before that. He didn't even struggle for independence. Yet he defeated two Southerners in Obafemi Awolowo and Nnamdi Azikiwe. I think that should have been the moment that elders from the Yoruba tribe and the Igbo tribe should have known that, okay, this concept of Nigeria cannot work him at all. Why? Because of a no-name, nobody called Shehu Shagari easily won the presidential election because of his people literally have the numbers.
Right. No, I hear you, M1. Absolutely, you're correct. But I want to use this opportunity now that I know I have an Eritrean here, M1. Sorry, I want to really pick his brain about Eritrea. I'm looking at my laptop here, Eritrea. Like, is it? It seems Ethiopia and Eritrea were they once together before.
Yeah, they were at war with each other, and then we gained our independence.
Okay, you were one country before, huh?
Yeah, yes, and now Ethiopia is trying to have access to the sea because they're a landlocked country, so they want to have access to the ports and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's always the issue, the access to the sea.
Oh, no, okay, damn. Yeah, that access to water is always. Access to water has created so many wars, bruv. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Oh,
The problem about Africa is also tribalism, not only in Nigeria, but also in Ethiopia, in Eritrea, in Somalia. Tribalism is a big issue in Africa. I mean, how can we expect to compete with country like how can I say, with foreign countries when we are only thinking on a tribal point of view? We can't compete with countries, with developed countries, if we're so tribalistic. You know what I mean?
can't. No, absolutely. You're right. 1,000%. 1,000%, bro. 1,000%. Because I'll tell you this. I'll ask M1 a quick question. Is this, man? I made a video some days back, and I said that Nigeria, most African countries are a company. We're not a country. As a company, we are operating perfectly. As a country, we are fucking up. But it's by design. Nigeria was not designed to work. Nigeria was designed to export oil and export anything else shaken up. Oh, yes, I'm telling you. I don't know about Eritrea. Maybe it's the same. Maybe Ethiopia was never colonized, so maybe that's different. But I can tell you, other sub-Saharan African countries is how we were built. Built for oil and gas, built for palm oil, rubber. Like, look at Congo. Look at Congo, for example. Like, Congo is just structured to export, take diamonds, take timber, and then fuck the people. Who cares?
And cobalt, especially cobalt.
Yeah. But let's hear Debo. Debo, welcome, sir.
First to start with, my name is Adebo. What is my name?
Okay, welcome, sir.
Obviously, part of Nigeria I'm from. I'm Western Nigeria anyway. I'm Yoruba, but it doesn't matter about the tribe. So it's just some observations and some back to what a couple of people have said. I'm coming from a very deep part of it. I'm coming from a political science background. Sure. I did study political science from University of Lagos, Nigeria. So first, Nigeria is never supposed to work. There's no country in Africa that is programmed to work. The major threat Africa as a continent is facing is a white man. I'm not coming from any perspective. If I'm called racist, I don't care. I've lived in multiple parts of the world. I'm talking to you from Canada right now. I lived in Europe. I lived in Germany for 4 years. I lived in the eastern part of Europe. I lived in Bulgaria for a year. I moved from Bulgaria to Germany. From Germany, I left to Canada. So I'm someone that I've seen all part of it. Black people are the only people in the world that are not racist. And they are the only people in the world that are treated as shit. So when we talk about, I see the other brother talking about Congo or what country? I mentioned, Eritrea or something. That's no African country that was created to work. It's all for the benefit of a white man. And the earlier African people wake up, the better for them. Nothing else than that. But the major part of it, I get passionate when I talk about African issue because it's something that it's always been my area of interest right from a kid. Going up and living, not living. I don't like to call it a Western world. It's nothing Western. I don't like anything West. I don't like anything white man. I'm sorry. If I'm racist, I don't give a fuck about what I'm saying. It's how we treated as a secondary. We treated worst anywhere in the world. Basically, until Africa gets it right, a black man will never be treated with dignity in any part of the world. So I've seen it. I saw it in Europe. I lived in Europe for multiple years. I was thinking when I come to North America, no, America is just all the way. People that struggle in America is going to influence Canada and all the same. Black people are treated the same every part of the world. Until Africa gets it right, a black man will never be treated with dignity. That's all I just have to say.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's for we as a people to just think and come out how we can just try to figure our way. It's not about, and don't expect a white man would never do the black continent any good.
Got you.
And I'm very sorry, I might just come the kind of way, but I'm very passionate about some things when it comes to Africa.
No, got you. No, absolutely. That's fair. Thanks, bro. Thanks for sharing. Freddie, what's going on in Kenya?
Hey guys, my name is Fred
Welcome.
Kibet from Kenya. I live in Finland at the moment, so I also follow the news in Kenya from TikTok and videos like that. But I guess it's people are bitter about the current president. There was a guy that died in police custody, and that's the reason. That's the thing that kind of triggered the protest. So it's a whole thing of coupled together corruption, police brutality, and the president lying, and people are trying to tell him that you just have to be a one-term president. So I guess that's the thing that we see from outside. What is happening on the ground is actually maybe a different thing. We Kenyans in diaspora we can't know what's the real issue on the ground. I just have one thing to add to Debo. I've lived in Finland for 15 years, and I get the bitterness. I mean, the disrespect, the being looked down upon. It kind of makes us Africans abroad feel so bitter. We feel as if. But what I can say is we have to think objectively. We can't allow our feelings to get in the way. We can't. I like the way how Kingsley said. I mean, we live in a predominantly white countries, right? These are countries that have their, quote unquote, bar set high. So they try to, remind us constantly, whether in a subtle way that, hey, you're African. But the only way this is going to change is if we go back and change our countries, and that's Africa. So that's it for me.
Oh, got you. And that's a fair point, and it makes sense, right? You can complain all the time, or you could actually be part of the solution and take your money to where. 15 years in Finland. I didn't even know there are black people in Finland. What the fuck took you to Finland? Oh, gee, that just sounds like a country that I'm not even maybe for a holiday quickly, but to live.
It's a good country to visit, but not.
Holy shit, to live. Yeesh.
Not to visit, not to live.
But you say you've been there for 15 years, though.
I mean, when you come to these countries, the comfort, the healthcare, you live in Switzerland.
Yeah,
so
but true, bruv. Switzerland is really nice. I can't lie. Switzerland, compared to a lot of European countries, I find it to be very moderate. It's moderate,
It's not hard. They have this neutral thing going on.
Yeah, it's moderate. So human rights, people respect. I mean, they have their own issues too. Yeah, sure. But I think in general, where I stay is very diverse. It's very multinational. So that's good. It's just, damn. Even Italy, I hate Italy is wild, man. Jeez. Anyway, bruh, I saw when a black woman took her kids to Slovenia to live. I was like, madam.
Slovenia. Wow.
Slovenia. I'm like, madam, do you know what you're doing to your kids? I feel like sometimes our African parents, and we need they're traumatizing us from birth. God damn, woman. Like for real, like I saw that, I was like, geez, this woman, like, you're gonna traumatize your kids. Why Slovenia of all places, bruv? Even I'm pretty sure even the Slovenians, they are leaving Slovenia to other places. You are taking your kid there because the house is cheap. Ha! Bruh, now wow, now wash. Anyway, big boy, welcome. Speak your mind. Che, I can't do. I can't. There are certain countries in this world I just know it just sounds like I can't be there. I just can't. Slovenia is one of them.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Okay, I was just passing by. I heard the discussion, and that sounded very interesting. Okay, what's going on now is no more a secret. What we'll be talking about is solution. They are killing us. And they're doing it in many forms that most people don't realize what is going on. So we can't lay back and be watching for the next generation that is coming to face the same thing. We've been complaining, we've been speaking, but nobody's listening. What are we going to do? Because most people have been treated bad in this Europe, especially in this Western Europe. But the same people are still in Africa. They have their interests, they have their businesses, everything is flourishing. Nobody's disturbing them. Rather, will give them the protection they want. But in their place, especially in Germany, we are treated like animals. We are used for every source of experiment. I know this may be sounding for some people, but it's real, it's happening. So what we'll be talking about now is solution. Solution. We've heard enough. We've been speaking. We'll know what they're doing. We'll know how they treat us and whatever they're doing, the manipulation, the taking of our resources, and there is no hope. Like you said, Africa is just a company. So what are we gonna do? Sorry, that's my contribution.
Yeah, and that's true. What are we gonna do? I think it's, and I personally don't think elections are gonna help. The elections don't do shit, in my opinion. So I've never been a guy that thinks, especially in Africa. What's the election gonna do? I think there has to be we need to split. That's step one. I'm guessing you're Nigerian too, big boy. I am too.
I'm a Nigerian, yeah, but we're not talking about election. Those politicians are just their puppet. They're out there to do their bidding. Forget about those ones. Then, so what we're gonna do? I mean, it can't continue like this from generation to generation. And people keep leaving Africa, especially Nigeria, seeking for greener pasture all over the whole world. Most of the jails everywhere are filled with Nigerians. And these are people that they're digging more than 3-4 million barrels of oil at the back of their house every single day. And they'll come down here and be begging, and they'll be treated to do something. So I don't know what we have to do, but something has to be done because it's horrible. Okay, most of these people that are in Nigeria now, some of them are outside. They spend almost half of their life in outside. They've not even seen their parents. Some of them left their home at the age of 20. Maybe they just pop in once in a while, maybe after 10 years, maybe to spend the Christmas and come back again. Then we don't have any more life. Anybody that just grew up in Nigeria come out, even the educated ones. Because most times jobs are given to those that doesn't merit it, especially in Nigeria. Those that truly study that want to do something, but they're not getting that opportunity.
Yeah. You know, to your point, I mean, I can speak for myself. I will tell you, like, part of the reason why I'm doing my own thing now is so that I can have more control over my own time, but also to be more involved in Nigeria and to be more involved in creating opportunities. But it needs to start. We need to influence our government. We cannot do this alone. That's why, for me, I think step one in Nigeria is to find a way where we can influence our government to split. Nigeria can never work. Nigeria as it is right now, mark my words, I will never work.
It's only a stupid person that might take Nigeria.
It will never work like this.
Nigeria is designed not to work.
It's designed not to work, exactly. It's not working. It's not.
We're not talking about if it's going to work or not. We know it's not going to work.
It's not working. It's not. But, you know, that's it. But let's give the floor to other people. Let's check on Infinite first, M1, Debo, because they've been here earlier, and then we'll go to Yafort. Infinite, you want to make a comment, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I just made a comment, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, Ibrahim Traore laid out the blueprint. What I mean is that there's no way to influence the government because the government clearly is not going to listen to the people. We need a military coup. You know what I mean? Military coup who can take over the government and has the interest of that country. You know what I mean? Just like Ibrahim Traore did. Same thing. And also, I made another comment about Africans in the diaspora. We need to go back home and try to help the country to build the country back up. You know what I mean? We need to go back home personally and help them. What do you guys think?
That's a good point. I'm actually thinking of that too. Actually, maybe towards the end of next year, depending on how my project goes. Once I have a little bit more income coming in, is to actually try to find a way to slowly start establishing myself there as well. You know, not necessarily Nigeria, because for me, I believe I'm African first before I'm Nigerian. That's the way I look at things. If Nigeria is still fucking up, if it's Burkina Faso, I go to fuck it. Then I go to Burkina. If Burkina Faso or maybe Kenya or Eritrea or Ethiopia are more open for me to contribute, I go there. I don't care, because Nigeria is just dragging its feet talking about giant of Africa. What would you welcome my ass, bruv? How can you claim to be giant of Africa? You're still dealing with. Can you imagine Nigeria, a whole Nigeria, is still dealing with basic, I'm talking basic shit. Let me not start before I start becoming passionate like Debo, huh? If you have something to add.
So basically, this is actually similar to what Infinity said. What I'm basically saying is there is no moderate solution to what's happening in Nigeria at all. We can't be civil about this. If it's that there's going to be bloodshed, like let's not forget that when Europe wanted to be civilized, they had to get rid of the barbarians.
There will be bloodshed. For
Europe.
Sure.
So what I'm gonna say is hundreds of millions of Africans are gonna have to die for us to actually move forward. I think we need to accept that first, because just don't think that we can civilize, because at the same time, we have to be honest about Africa as well too. We have a lot of savages, that continent. For us to progress, we are going to have to get rid of them in huge numbers. I'm talking about tens of millions. There is no moderate solution to this stuff at all. If you think that you can vote your way out of this stuff that's currently happening, then you must be a bloody fool. There is no moderate solution at all. So we have to get rid of them by the in fact hundreds of millions, because there's going to be like 2 billion people in Africa real soon, and they are a ton of low IQ savages on that continent who we are going to have to get rid of, period. No. We cannot coexist with these people, and the continent cannot move forward with these people at all. Thank you.
I agree with you.
I agree with them one, and I agree with you, Infinite. Like we gotta take these people out, bruv. Go take them out, because they're useless. They do nothing. All they do is just become at least get out of the way. They don't get out of the way. They stay in the way. They want. How can you be the president? Do you know the average age of an African president is 78 plus? What the fuck? Excuse you? How can you be? What? There's a guy was it Kenya? A man in Kenya right now. This guy is doing like this. He can't talk. I think he has Parkinson's disease. He wants to run for election again. He wants to run for election. I'm not joking, guys. Let me see if I can even find it. It's a thing. He's like this. He has to have handkerchief because he's drooling. He wants to run. I think it's Uganda. Somewhere in East Africa. But Debo, go ahead. Then let me find that guy, I beg. Go ahead, Debo.
Thank you very much for the opportunity again. Like I always mention, until African people unite first, then the black race will be able to figure out something in life. Because black people are treated worse any part of the world, either in Africa. It's not just in Africa alone. They're treated as a shit anywhere, either in the Caribbean, in America, any part of North America. Back to what the other brother mentioned, I can't just remember his name. So he was talking about something about the fact that African people hold on just a minute. So basically, I'm sorry, I'm just being so disorganized right now. My point basically is this. So we as a people, we need to unite first. Nigeria as a country is never, I mentioned that earlier, is never designed to work. So it's we as a people, if Nigeria will divide, let it divide and let us figure out a way. But the major thing is being passionate about the motherland, which is Africa. Like you mentioned, you said something earlier, you look at yourself as an African first before you look at yourself as a Nigerian. That's the same thing about myself too. So the earlier the earlier African people, black people unite and realize that no other race love them, they are only trying to take advantage of them, the better for them. Like I mentioned earlier on when I was talking, multiple parts of Europe is worse in Europe. Racism is worse, extremely. I was fucked up psychologically. That's why I left Europe. I got to Europe in 2018. 2018 December 7. I used to live in Bulgaria. I left to Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
I went for my master's degree. I left to Erasmus in Germany. I was thinking it would change in Germany.
Bruh.
I live here.
Bulgaria,
Germany. I was in Bulgaria, bro. I was in fucking Bulgaria. The first part of my program I did in Bulgaria. I went to Germany, thinking it would change in Germany. Germany is worse. The only thing in Germany different from Eastern Europe is you make a bit of euros, and it's even changed. It's not a lot of money, but your mental health is gone.
Bulgaria, like there are certain, like I said, there are certain countries. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going there. Like the only thing you're going to see me
at
there.
University of Economics, Varna, Bulgaria. The first 2 semesters of my program, I did it in Bulgaria. Then I left to Germany. I was in Bonn, Oschli-Bonn-Reisig University. That was in Bonn. Then I left here. I went to Berlin. I was studying in Potsdam, but the program is actually, I was living in Berlin. My point generally anyway, when it comes to the way black people are treated, I've seen it and I really understand it. Even when I went to England, I was thinking it's still the same thing. We're treated as shit anywhere in the world.
Yeah, we're treated as shit. I mean, that is a no. That is a very common thing.
So it's just for we to just unite and trying to develop until Africa gets it right. Like I mentioned, I'm still being keen on the same thing. We will never be treated with dignity in any part of the world we find ourselves. So it's not a matter of Nigeria or anything. It's about Africa as a continent.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debo. So I was talking about that Ugandan politician. His name is General Moses Ali. Google it. I'll put his name in the chat. Ali. That's him. He is literally cannot keep his 2 hands like this. He's drooling. He wants to run for election again. This kind of man should be executed. You see, if I ever become somebody of power in Africa, my God, like what M1 said, I won't be scared to use military. Me, because whether we like it or not, Africa needs militants.
We also
need militants that have the future vision. And the thing is that we Africans don't give a shit about democracy. That's the thing people don't understand. We don't care about your democracy, buddy. Look at Ibrahim Traore. We love it. He's a military guy. We don't care. As long as we see that you're moving the country forward and you're for the people, we don't give. You could be a king. You could be imam. We don't care. Put your military uniform on if you need to. Move the country forward. Shikena. This is all you have to be democratically. We don't care. Because if you look at the history of most African countries, we come from kings and queens and kingdoms and empires. That's how we are. We don't need everybody coming to vote. In my opinion, not everybody should be vote. Not everybody should be able to vote to begin with. Like M1 said. We're not everybody. Like my vote shouldn't count the same as some guy that doesn't know his left from his right. Impossible. You shouldn't be able to. Anyway,
we also need to practice eugenicism as well too. Low IQ people, especially in northern Nigeria, should not be allowed to breed. These low IQs breed like 5 children.
No, for me, I wouldn't. Just be careful what you say on the platform. You get me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm the face of the platform. Yeah, you can say and go. Me, it affects me. So I get where you're coming from, but it's not even about not, because the not wouldn't even be part of me. That's number one. That wouldn't be my problem. If I have the issue, if I have the ability to define Nigeria, there would be no more Nigeria. It would be south and north, and the north you can go deal with yourself. But it is very important. Certain people shouldn't be able to breed. in my opinion. I agree. Some people shouldn't be able to breed. You should not be able to breed, especially when you don't have. I say what I said because what I'm saying is this: when you are breeding, and you are breeding your kids into dysfunction, you have no money yet. You have 15 kids. Now these 15 kids are now on the streets. So people are saying, "Wow, Kingsley, wow, listen. Why don't you hear me out first before you say, oh wow? How can you, your poverty, you're living in a 1-bedroom house with your wife and you have 15 kids in there. Now you have kids that are at the age of 5, the age of 6, selling on the streets, being vulnerable to be assaulted and abused. And your vote is going to count as mine. Are you dumb? Anyway, let's go to Big Boy quickly and then we go to Yaf 40. Big Boy, you want to say something?
Yeah, basically, what we have to do, we have to develop a political force. And I still stick to my word, like the person that spoke before. We need to do something. We need to fight back. We have to find a solution because, trust me, I've never seen when people achieve their freedom without on a round table.
Yeah, let's fight.
Something has to be done. Like he said, people will die. There's going to be a bloodshed.
Inevitable.
Yeah. And we should have that at back of our skull that people are going to die, including me. I don't care, whoever.
Me too.
So that we can have a relation that will truly.
I've said it before. I said I'm not scared of buying. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of it. I am not scared of buying.
These people are in Africa everywhere. These people have a lot of interest in Africa. They're everywhere. They're doing well. So I'm tired of people complaining that the way they're being treated somewhere. The same people that are treating you bad somewhere. I mean, they're somewhere else as well. So we need to find a way to start fighting back.
Yeah, agreed, Big Boy. Let's give Yafo a chance to speak. He hasn't said anything. Yafo, go ahead, sir. Omar. But yeah, Big Boy, I agree with you. The solution.
You can hear me right now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I've been looking at this thing thoroughly for some time, and the problem that we have at hand is not an easy one. It needs to be tackled because all the problems that we have had till date is connected to the West, and then they like us to be in a status quo in that they can have their operations going on. As we see 3 countries unite and begin to do these things, in as much as we have these leadership, every one of our leadership is connected to the West. And if we make any mistake to have any divisions or any military force, they have a mightier force than us, and then they will use us as an excuse to come on the continent because they've been looking for that because of the resources. So we should be very, very careful. The only approach that we have right now is an example in these 3 countries where the populists are in full force against them. That is a very strong stance that the West cannot do anything about because they are propagandists, and then they always use those kind of situations to diffuse the situations on the ground. You understand? We should be very, very careful. I hear you say that if you're thinking as an African before Nigerian, you understand? And we all do think so. We should have a force rallying because the 3 countries that have taken these path is a blueprint. Because if we do not disconnect from their system, we're always going to be like that. If we do not disconnect from their system in a very, very, I don't know how to express it, in a very strategic way, it's going to be difficult because the blueprint for us now is these 3 countries. And I've always been looking for that they don't fail anywhere. I have been also very glad to see that this Langley thing did not come off. But first and foremost, why should we even have AFRICOM? That was what we should be rallying against. Because now that they took that guy off, there's another person.
A white guy.
A
white guy. They replaced him with a white guy. They replaced him with a white guy to now say, "Oh, let us do peace." You see how they do?
White guy, even worse. A spit in our face because they thought they were using our own person. But now we have even shown that, we don't like the leadership. We don't even like the setup. It should not be. That's what we should be fighting against. There should not be any AFRICOM. It should not be.
No, I agree. I agree. Masha, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome. Say your piece.
Okay, thank you for accepting my request. And I think someone mentioned we're all passionate about Africa. And this is my first time actually speaking to you, Kingsley. So it's a pleasure. A couple of things. I'm going to go on a rant, so bear with me. I'm a ranter. So for Africa, from my understanding, I'm currently located in Paris, France. When pre-colonialism, the end of colonialism, when they were dividing, getting your independence and everything, for Nigeria, I think for Congo and some other countries, they made sure that different ethnic groups and tribes were put in the same boundary. So, for example, in Nigeria, they made sure to put the Hausa, Yorubas, Igbos, because they knew that moving forward, there's still going to be issues. This is because they want to protect their interests. And this is what they did while they were giving us so-called colonial independence. So this is why African countries have these issues for today, till today, sorry. If you look at the similarities in ethnic groups, Kingsley, you are Akwa Ibomite or Calabar, I reckon?
Both actually. My mom's Efik, my dad's Ibibio. So across river,
Okay.
But
Let
my
me ask
people
you-
come from Cameroon as well, Congo, all that place. Yeah.
Okay, I ask you a question. In terms of the way of your culture, ethnic group, are you closer to Yoruba or Hausa or Cameroon, another side closer to your border?
No, actually, I'm closer to Ibibio and Efik have more in common with Igbo. We have
With
a lot
Igbo?
more. Igbo, yeah.
I'm
Ibibio, Igbo, even the way some of our language is almost the same. Yeah.
Yes. What I'm saying is this was done by design so that there's going to be continuous conflict to protect. They can only take our resources as long as there's conflict on the continent. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a Port Harcourt boy. I did my high school in Cross River in Calabar. And personally, I feel closer to, obviously, the Igbos, the Akwa Ibomites, and even those from Cameroon than Yorubas and Hausas. My point is, it's all by design so that South Sudan, even someone does mention Eritrea and Ethiopia, they put people from this is what they did pre-colonialism for them to give us our independence. So all this is by design. That's my point. Another thing I want to say, moving forward, since we're talking about solutions, the private sector can only do so much. The private sector, you, me, etc., we can only be a complementary to the public administration and the government.
Facts.
Fact, because of one word, nationalism. Nationalism can only be pushed forward by whoever is in charge of the nationalist state or the nationalist government. So I understand, yes, we want to do more. I'm not the kind of Nigerian that says, oh, it's the government, everything. You know how Nigerians talk. Oh, government. But in the case of national pride and fighting, because if you look at it, it's still a competition between countries. Colombia, Korea, etc. Every country is in competition with each other. So our governments, we have to perpetrate smart people that will fight for us. The idea of protectionism has to be in the mindset of whoever is in the leader. And that's what Ibrahim Traore is doing. So when you have a president or a leader, whether it's a dictator or a democratic leader, that practices protectionism, prioritizing the interest of the country, of the people of the country above foreign interest, that's the way African countries will move forward. And that's what the Western forces don't want. So whenever someone like Traore comes along, they always assassinate. I think Botswana is doing quite well now, I heard. The Botswana government has nationalized their gold and the country is actually doing well. So this is what we need. We need presidents or leaders that practice protectionism. I live in France. In every facet of the government, local, middle, or high up, they will take a French person over me. So we should do the same in terms of whatever decision we make, whether it's with the IMF or in the AAU or with UN, whenever they go to the foreign countries to do all these deals or whatever the case may be, every deal, every contract signed should be signed with the mindset of protectionism, prioritizing the needs of a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, an Eritrean over the needs of someone else. That's what I wanted to say.
Kinsley, can I
Thank you so,
can I
thank
say
you so much for
something?
that. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for that, Masha. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So I wanna support what Marshall just said. A good example is Sudan. Sudan used to be one country before now we have South Sudan. The second example is, what is this country? Rwanda. So what the colonizers did to Rwanda is something very interesting. I advise you guys to look it up. So they had, Rwanda has two tribes, the Tutsis and the Hutus. So is it they were colonized by, what is this country? Is it the Netherlands, the Dutch? So what they did is, when they were ruling Rwanda, they gave powers to, is it the Tutsi? They gave power to the Tutsi. The Tutsis had the privilege, they were close to power, they were close to the white man. But when the white man wanted to leave, they immediately changed and they gave power to the other tribe. And then they gave them independence. Just so to make them fight amongst themselves. Another good example, which I agree with what Infinitely has just said, is let's redraw the borders. Sudan, they just couldn't do it. They reached a point where the international community had to, I'm saying had to, it's like they're giving us permission. They had to just let them divide the borders. So maybe redrawing the borders could be a solution, but that will trigger it will trigger another wave of wars in Africa if we start redrawing the maps. There's a big thing in Nigeria now, that is the North versus the South. So I don't know what you guys have going on there, but it seems it's pretty deep. To a point, you guys are saying that the North shouldn't be allowed to breed. That's really deep statement.
It's a deep statement, and I agree with him. M1 is more of a radical than I am, but I am aligned with him because, Freddie, you have to understand something. The decisions of Nigeria as we know it today has primarily come from the North. Even Big Boy is from the South. I think D-Boy is also from the South. Is Yoruba. M1 is from the North Central. I'm from South. Masha, I think Masha is also. So Masha and I actually come from the same spot. Niger Delta. Big Boy is southeast. D-Boy is southwest. M1 is middle belt. I will tell you, if without even me asking them, who has been the biggest problem to Nigeria, I can guarantee you they will point the North. Now I'm not saying I'm not telling it's every Northerner. If you've watched my content, you know I'm a pretty rational guy as much as possible. But I will tell you, the violence, bruv. The violence, the sheer violence, the poverty, the lack of awareness, and these are the people.
But is it the whole North as a collective?
It's not like I said, it's not the whole North, but the power of Nigeria sits in the North. They have been, sure. Somebody else can come in to add some more perspective.
Okay. I did my high school in Kaba, but I did my university in Gwagwalada, Abuja. So I spent a lot of time with the Northerners, Hausa, Fulani, etc. They are not, when someone mentioned about their IQ earlier, they are not very educationally forward-thinking.
I was one who said that their IQ is actually very low. I'm the person.
Low.
And guys, I know this might sound bad, but it's the truth. I'm even telling you. I'm even telling you.
To be honest, from the outside, it sounds bad. It sounds like you guys have a deep-rooted hate.
Yes, but then I'd like to say something.
It is called being.
He's in a position of power. He's a senator. Everything he does, it's for his brother and his family and his wife and his extended family. So every decision being made, it's by them. And this is why the Western power chose them to be in power. Mm-hmm. Because they are easily bribed and they can be easily manipulated. An educated person is way more difficult to be
And they are
manipulated.
loyal
Someone
too.
that
They are very loyal.
and they are loyal. So if you do one favor for them, which the West has done, they will always be loyal to you. At least for the long-term orientation, they have a long-term orientation mindset when it comes to loyalty. So it's not a thing of disrespecting them, but they are not very, some of them who are in position of power can barely use a phone or internet or this or that. But when it comes to the government, most of them, I think the power is in the north. The government is in the north. It's in Abuja. It was moved from
It's in the
Lagos
north.
to Abuja, the capital. Yes.
Yeah.
The power is in the north. In 2002, 2003, when Olusegun Obasanjo became president, there was a lot of talk about resource control, how each state should control his or her resources. But the Northerners all fought against it because they don't have any resources in the north.
Gold and diamonds, nah. No, the
They
North has a
do.
lot
They
of
do.
resources.
They have
a
resources,
lot
but
of
they don't
gold.
fall for that propaganda. They want you to believe that propaganda. I'm telling you, they've got even oil. Maybe they even if you can find oil in Lake Chad, are you telling me there's no oil deposits in the north of Nigeria? Come on.
They also have a lot of gold as well. But
Yes.
here is the thing. These Northerners, they aren't intelligent at all. I'm sorry to literally say they aren't intelligent. I mean, look at the South. If people from the South are making decisions, I am sure that Nigeria is going to have a big oil company that is going to be competing with Shell. Why? Because of South Nigerians or Southeast Nigerians are some of the most business savvy and some of the most intelligent people that you're going to come across. I believe that if the business of Nigeria was literally handled by those two regions, we will be way more prosperous. Our GDP will be probably $4 trillion US. But unfortunately, these Northerners, they have the numbers. Hence why they can literally do whatever they literally want. They aren't intelligent as well.
I think M1 you're being subjective. I think M1 you're being subjective.
Let me explain what N1 said. This resource control issue, my father was a politician, so I have what they say. Every foreign company, Ajib, Shell, etc., everybody focused on the oil. Every foreign company pays to the federal government to be able to take the resources of the country, which is mostly the South. Kingsley, from Eket, what they call Mobile is in Eket, Shell, etc. All the money that is being negotiated goes to the north first, then it trickles down, supposedly, all the way to the state government, then the local government. That's how it works. So Obasanjo was fighting for it to be, for every state to control their own resources. So the resources of Akwa Ibom State will be controlled by Akwa Ibomites, the resources of Rivers State and etc. For Debo, what I meant was, when you look at it, if every state controls their own resources, the resources in the north is not as much compared to the resources in the south and the resources in the east and even the west. So if Nigeria is being regulated under the proposed resource control, where every state, there are 36 states in Nigeria, where every state controls his or her resources, the northerners will be poorer, let me not say poor, poorer than every other region of the country. Added to the fact that they are the least educated. And this is why Biafra keeps being a question, because Biafra is basically resource control with the border, so that the Igbo states, Akwa Ibom, Calabar, Rivers, Delta, and Bayelsa will be able to control their resources by themselves without influence from the Yorubas or the Hausas. So it's not like there are no resources in the north. Yes, they are, but compared to the south and the east and the west, added to the fact that they are less educated than us, that is why they don't want it. They don't want the breakup and they don't want resource control.
Got it. Also,
You understand what?
that's fine. That's fine. I also want to spread the I want to spread the panel because I want to make sure other people also have a chance to
Yes,
speak.
please do,
Especially
please do.
the gentleman from Eritrea, Infinite. I don't want to make this a Nigerian thing. This is more
Yeah,
Africa
my
in
bad.
general. No, absolutely no. It's okay. It's a conversation. It flows back and forth, so it's all good. It's all good. I just want us to flow back in general to Africa in general. But I think I'm going to just say this. And Freddie, I know how this sounds. I get it. I absolutely get it, Freddie. It sounds mean. It sounds. I get it. But you notice even the Nigerians that are on this panel, they don't have no reaction because they know. Even the lady in the comment section, like we know, we live this shit, bruv. We know where Nigeria could be if the right, educated, aware people are in charge of this shit. We know how it's like. Look at Goodluck Jonathan. I'm not saying Goodluck Jonathan was the best of the best, but we cannot deny, Marsha. You know when Goodluck Jonathan was in charge, like that was when the projections for Nigeria was through the roof. During his tenure, were speculated to be $1 trillion economy. Like things were looking good under him, but the North did not like it. That's when Boko Haram were going crazy, buddy. Notice ever since he stepped out of office, all of a sudden they reduced their activity. But when he was in office, almost every week, who do you think was leading that? So we say let's split, because as a Nigerian, I don't want the person deciding the fate of my country to be somebody that doesn't even know what the world is all about. The fuck? That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Well, anyway, Infinite, what do you think, sir? I mean, we have 10 more minutes, and I have to shut down because I have to head to the gym.
Well, I was just listening to this conversation, and I don't know much about Nigeria, but from what I've been able to hear and understand, I think maybe the South should join the alliance, the Sahel Alliance, and get control of the North too. And eventually, people have to, like M1 said, people have to die eventually. Because if you want control of a country, if you want prosper again, some bad things have to happen before. Like President Mao did in China. Many people have done this throughout the history. So bad things have to happen. So
no country grows, no country develops without bloodshed. It's just the truth of the matter, buddy. Like people, because there are people that are going to oppose it. And for them to move, you gotta. Something has to give.
Because things can't keep going like this anymore. You know what I mean? Things have to change for us and for our children and the future generation. So things have to absolutely change. Not only in Nigeria, but throughout all Africa. So
absolutely. And that's why for me, I say Nigeria has really failed me. Because if it starts in Nigeria, it spreads, but we are so busy just dragging our feet. The youth of Nigeria, and my biggest worry with Nigeria now is the youth of Nigeria are not as... One thing I like about Kenya, one thing I'll say about East Africans and Southern Africans, especially those in South Africa and those in Kenya particularly, the young people are very politically aware. The youth of Nigeria, unfortunately, we are not politically savvy. We are not politically curious. We're not politically aware. We don't care. We're very easily distracted. We focus on things that don't do nothing. Who cares what Davido likes? Who gives a shit what Wizkid is doing? Who cares what Burna Boy is? I don't give a damn, bruh. I don't care. But they are more invested in this than the politician that is stealing their educational funds.
Exactly.
But the youth of Kenya, you can see them protesting, asking questions. They are active. The youth of Nigeria are not. A lot of Nigerians are not ready for a new Nigeria. They say they are, but they are not ready. They are not ready. I can guarantee you this, Infinite. The youth of Nigeria are not ready. They are not ready because a lot of them think to get a new Nigeria is just, let me go outside, let me complain, let me protest, and let me go back. What?
I think it's because maybe Nigerians don't have a Nigerian.
We don't have an identity. That's why we don't have an identity.
You have a tribal identity. So let's say I'm Yoruba, so I don't care what Igbo does.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to say this.
Yeah, that's true.
I must have seen a quote from someone who basically said this year that when you have multiple ethnicities in your country, you don't have a country, which is just Nigeria for you. Nigeria is not a homogeneous country. If we're all the same tribe, I think the country will be much more prosperous because we have nothing that issue divides us. Nigeria is not a country. Like, let's just keep it real. It is a country on paper, but in terms of the way we operate, it is not a country. Why? Because we are not a homogeneous country. Yes, we are all black, but we have the Northerners, we have the Yorubas, we have the Igbos. Like, Nigeria as a concept just cannot work. These Northerners, I'm sorry to say, for us to even have a civilized country, like 80% of them can't even be a part of it.
Okay.
I know that sounds harsh, but it is very, very harsh. But it's just the harsh reality of them things. And even some Yorubas, which I'm literally a Yoruba guy, a lot of Yorubas feel like they have to go. I see some low IQ practices from my tribe as well too.
Yeah. Okay. No, thanks for that, guys. So I want everybody to give their final thoughts so that we can close the live. Go on.
Okay, I'll give you a story for everybody to go home and think. This story happened to me in real life in Paris. I was going to a club. Yeah, don't judge me. I had some drinks. I was going to a club. I was going to a bar. This was around 7 p.m. on a Friday. I was walking past the bar. I looked to the right and I saw a bunch of white folks looking at the screen behind me. It was like a book club or like, they just sat down. There was somebody who was giving a presentation. And I was walking to where I was going, Something just told me to turn around and look at what all this was about. 50 or 60, white folks looking. They were looking at something behind me in the book club. It was like a lounge. I turned around and guess what I saw? Map of Africa. Just food for thought. And this is not high profile. This is not the government. This is not the military. This is just regular white folks who have typical 9-to-5 jobs. They had a map of Africa. My point is they are studying us. They have been studying us and they will continue to study us.
I've seen here on TikTok people bringing up always Rhodesia. Our people allow this to happen because our people, Africans especially, whether you are East African or West African or Southern African, they uphold the European power structure the most. And I agree, and listen to me. How many of you at home, you probably have seen this, people have a white Jesus hanging up on their wall.
Yes,
So we African uphold the European power structure. So that's why I agree with M1. A lot of people have to go in Africa for us to sustain ourselves.
Think about this as well too. A lot of Africans think that only these Europeans are basically like the issue. Look at East Africa. The Indians are taking over real fast. They are taking over.
Yep.
Like majority of the billionaires and majority of the businesses, of the profitable businesses in all of East Africa are basically owned by Indians now. These people are taking over fast. But a lot of them are literally ignoring that as well too. I literally had this idiot called the Nigerian Marxist on TikTok. This guy told me that Indians and Chinese are not a problem in Africa, and he said that only the Europeans are. And I told that broski, look all over East Africa.
Yeah.
Like Idi Amin has to kick out some Indians of the.
I was about to bring it up. I was about to say that.
Why? Because of even and. I don't want to make this same Indian stuff. I don't want to talk about them, but let me tell you something. If white people are complaining that Indians, because white folks are complaining about Indians now in big numbers, go to Australia or go to Canada or the USA, they are saying that Indians are way too tribal. So if they are being tribal to white people in their own countries, what makes you think that they're going to give Black and African people grace? They aren't going to give us grace at all, and they're taking over East Africa fast, and they're extremely tribal, and they don't want to even hire us at all. So not only Europeans are the issue, Indians are a big problem now, and they are coming to West Africa soon. In fact, they are already there. The last time I visited Nigeria, I saw a ton of Indians. And one thing about them is that they don't want to learn your culture at all. They just want to bring their own culture and basically enforce it.
Yeah. I mean, they're already doing this in Mauritius. They're already doing this in Mauritius, Seychelles, South Africa. They're doing this everywhere already.
I mean, they are taking over like the Caribbean as well. So hell, look at Belize. I mean, flipping the Caribbean. Majority of them, they are literally Indians. Look at Trinidad. I mean, the Caribbean, a former black country,
and that's why we need
becoming a majority of Indian.
Yeah, and that's why we need Idi Amin back, bro. We need to get him out.
We people are literally ignoring the threat of Indians. Yes, Europeans are basically bad, but it's like demographically, like in terms of replacing us in terms of replacing us, they aren't really the problem. Indians are the problem because one, they are taking up all the resources and they are also tribal. They are extremely tribal.
And they breed a lot.
Oh yes, yes, they breed like in fowls. Like they
Anyway,
breed like fowls. Like they just have kids.
so just to give my last remarks before Kingsley closes the live. I think one of the solution that we need to have as Kingsley, there's one day I saw you saying that people don't realize how poor black men are, like in terms of resources. I think one issue would be, as Africans, as a black man, we need to build and try to have, because you see what the thing about Indians is, they try to build this wealth as a
Thank
collective.
you.
So they have more power than us, even if they come to Africa, East Africa or Kenya, to be specific. But they have wealth. You see, the way the world is moving now is, if even racism is more, the reason Africans were being looked down upon is because wealth, in terms of wealth, we don't own anything.
Yep.
And that means in terms of power, we have zero power.
Exactly.
So
But when you're the majority in Africa,
Yeah.
when you're the majority, the power doesn't really matter. Money doesn't really matter. We have to kick them out somehow.
go and check
Ready.
the top
Sorry to say
top
this.
100 corporates in Africa. Go and check the board of
I
directors.
know. I made a video on it.
Indians.
No, white.
Yeah, white and them
White,
Indians.
no. 99% of them are white, and then 98%. No, well, over 90% of them are white, 5% Indian, and then 0.0 black. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we like when I say black men have no power, people crashed out. It's the
Yeah.
fucking truth.
And you see what Freddie was basically saying. I was still having this conversation like last night. So there is this US politician called Vivek, and he must have posted them like Happy Independence Day to the country, and all the racists were basically under this guy's comment section. And then some black guy basically replied and said, "Is that, do you realize that all these East Asians and these Indians literally realize that the white people doesn't like them, but the white people never say it to their face? Why? Because they basically have power and resources them in their country." And I was like, listen, that's just the harsh truth. There is a reason why black people are not the ones invading their country, but they attack black folks, because one, we are the easiest punching bag and we literally have no resources.
Exactly.
These people recognize that Indians are literally a problem, but the politicians will never voice it out. Why? Because of the Indians have power. Indians are taking them over like every company now. Look at Silicon Valley, look at the new CFO flipping them Apple. Is basically an Indian. Like Indians are basically going to become that like the new
Microsoft CEO,
but we can't.
Google
I mean,
CEO.
no, just but they earn it. They work for it.
Yes, they did
work for it.
Basically,
We
like
black
what
men, we haven't worked for it. No. I respect. No.
We need to
No. I have to. Guys, wait. Let them take it over. They worked for it. My God, the Indians worked for it. I give them credit for that. I don't do blind. I don't do that. They worked for it. They have worked. The Indians have worked incredibly hard for their success. I give them credit, because there was a time where the Indians were the punching bag as well. There was a time where the Chinese man was the punching bag as well. But guess what they did? They built. The black man has done absolutely nothing.
They build and they hire each other.
So when they are taking over Google, and yes, they should. They've worked for it.
Microsoft.
They've worked for it. Us black men, they've done nothing. Guys, wait, please, one at a time. They've worked for it, and us as black men, we have done absolutely nothing. And let us sit on that, because a lot of us, we like to skip over that. We have done nothing. We have built nothing. We own nothing. And I have a theory, and I say the reason why a lot of black men always go to their body all the time is because that's all they have. That's the truth. It's the truth, and I stand by it. Because if you notice, anytime black men are having arguments, I guarantee you there's an above 50% chance one of them will start insulting, "Oh, I get more girls than you. You're gay."
Yes.
Because it's all we've got. Yeah. I swear to God, I've been called gay by a man. I've been told by another black man, "Oh, you get no women." I'm like, what does that have to do with this conversation?
Thank you.
But we always say that. We say that because that is all we have. The black man is the weakest man in this world. He doesn't own shit. End of story. That is why non-black guys. Let me finish now. You will speak. That is why non-black men will come to Africa and own things. and the black man will do absolutely nothing. You cannot look at the white man and say, oh my God, he owns everything. Listen, whether the white man took it by hook or crook, he worked for it. Let me tell you the truth. See, say whatever you want to say about white folks. The white man rules the world today because he worked for it. You know how many white people, you know how many white men died for them to own the world?
Tens of-
White people also died. So I don't think people see, the white man owns the world today because he paid with his own blood.
Exactly.
You know how many white people died? Civil War. You think colonization was just friendly handshake between the British and the French? They were fighting relentlessly each other.
They weren't even united. And one thing is, some people think that this world is run on being a very, very good person. No, good guys don't win them in this world.
At all.
The world is not run on morality at all.
So for me, that is the focus. So that's why when I see that's my focus. Man, we don't own shit. Go on.
Yeah, but another problem
And
we have
one
is
thing is,
that
anytime you have conversations with a black man, yeah, it is all about BBC. This dating coach said that for each get more girls, you have to wear this. I was like, you people are so low IQ. And why a black pastor in the US must have basically said I must have said this. He was talking about how black men are built like we don't own them anything them at all. The guy's name is Pastor Joseph something. But this guy basically said this year that there is no difference in the way a black petty thief thinks and the way a black guy who basically works in law thinks. And at first, that speech, when he first said that, I was a bit confused until I met a guy who goes to one of the best universities, the whole of the UK. This guy always talks about dick size, about how to grow it. I watched this guy, I watched that guy. And while there's some other black guys too, this guy has no job. The guy talks about the same thing, and I literally sat down and I told myself that this black pastor was actually spitting. There is no difference in the way both of them view life at all.
Right. No, thanks for that, man. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we need to stop as black men always looking. Yeah, but the Indian guy runs the thing. Yes, the Indian man runs it because he fucking sacrificed for it. You think the Indian man just walked in and just got the thing? The sacrifices he has to make? Let's be honest with ourselves. They work for it. The white man owns the world today because the white man worked for it. Yes, believe it or not. By hook or crook. He took it, he worked for it. The Asian man runs the world today because he worked for it. Look at China. China worked for it. They're still working for it every single day.
are we just also gonna
Blood, somebody put in the chat, blood, sweat, and tears. That is 1000% correct.
but-
Whether it doesn't matter whether it's deceptive. He got it. He worked for it.
Okay, I agree, but are we also going to ignore the fact that most Africans nowadays, especially today, many of us are reproducing with European and interracial men?
That is not my. That is
I mean,
not.
that-
That
that's
is.
a
That is.
separate
That is.
topic.
That is not. That has nothing to do with you being ownership. Interracial marriage has been happening, buddy. That doesn't do nothing. I hear what
At a
you
high-
say, guys.
at a
One
higher
person
rate.
should speak, please, so that we can understand each other. If you want to speak, just let me know. Because Masha, you want to go?
Yeah.
Who was speaking about interracial dating?
I think that was an infinity.
But that we see. That's the thing. We need to. What does that have to do with building businesses?
Exactly.
because
It doesn't do nothing. Infinite.
That's very important because if you
It
marry
does.
a
It's
European-
not. It's not
doesn't
important.
matter.
We need to stop this.
How
I
is it
see.
not important?
Jewish men marry
are
Asian
transferring
women a
wealth
lot.
from-
Look at Mark Zuckerberg,
No, guys.
the richest Jew. His wife is not even a Jewish. He's literally married to a lady. I think she's from China or something. So
Point is, my
That
point
doesn't
is,
really matter.
you guys are creating. See, that's the thing I see with black men a lot. I honestly see this with black men. I was on a live some weeks back. This black woman was talking about why black men don't help to build the communities in the UK. And black men were coming on talking about but what about? We don't give a shit about what about. The point that I'm talking about is, why are we not building shit? Why are we not owning stuff? Because until you own things, you will not be in the rooms where it matters. And you guys are talking about, but you're not interracial dating. What the fuck does that have to do with owning companies, buddy?
It's very important because that's a transfer of wealth. Whatever
No,
happens to
it
you,
doesn't
the West
matter.
cannot
It
put it back on
doesn't
them.
I will
matter.
interrupt you on that. That
No,
infinite is very, very
majority
under.
of
All right.
look at flipping Jeff Bezos. His wife is not even Caucasian. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. His wife's not Caucasian. That
Look at the
does
president
not
of
that,
Ivory
like,
Coast.
that,
Look at
no, no,
now,
no,
and
that,
one.
no,
Listen,
no. That
look
does
at
not matter.
look at the president of
What
Ivory Coast.
matters is ownership, bro. Me personally, I have
understand.
zero issues with interracial relationships at all. And I'll say this one as well too. Luxembourg is the #1 country in the whole of Europe, and one of the biggest companies there is basically a steel company, and that steel company is literally owned by an Indian man. I was like, wow, this is so impressive. I was like, this is so impressive. But yeah, Kings,
hello.
like that's all I have to say. Like, have a very, very good night, bro.
All right, man. Thank you so much. So that I don't understand. Like, what does this have to do with ownership? For God's sake, like this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying there's no connection, but my point is, on a scale of 1 to 10, what does that have to do with the direct ownership of resources?
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
brother, look. Wait, hold on.
And you go after his accent. What the fuck does that accent have to do with anything?
Okay,
Like
so
this-
let's say you
Yo, that means-
hold on, answer the question. Let's say you date a white person. You're black yourself. Your kids are gonna date another white person. Your whole bloodline, your whole richness.
Okay.
is
So
gonna
no,
be
let
white
me challenge.
people.
Let me challenge you. Let me challenge you first.
Okay.
Let me challenge you immediately. So speaking of today, speaking of today, what wealth does the black man have to now for that to now be his #1 problem? Answer my question. Don't deviate. Answer my question. Don't answer that precise question. So I'm taking your point. My response to you now, sir, is
Wait,
this.
repeat my point real quick. Repeat my point. What's my point? I want to know if you understand my point to the extent. So please repeat my point.
Your point is, if a black man dates interracially, that means their kids are not going to be pure black, right?
No.
Okay, say your point again, sir.
It's not gonna be
And-
black at all. 'Cause that's how it is. And then where did that richness go to a white?
So what's your point? Are you
Can I-
you guys are
what
really
are they gonna
you guys
do
are
back?
really pissing me off now.
What
You
are
guys
they
are
gonna do
really
back?
really really pissing me off now, guys. I have to be
Oh
very
my
honest.
God.
I don't like this kind of
How do you not
conversation
see the vision?
because my point is not about
Do
the
you stay
it's
by
not about the
themselves?
vision.
That's how they
What
build
fucking
their
vision?
wealth.
What vision are you talking about? My answer to you my answer to you, bro, is this. My answer to you is this. As we speak today, in 2025, what wealth do black men have as a collective where that is their problem? Answer my question.
Can I interject?
Don't
on this?
answer me, Masha, please. I'm speaking directly to Zami. Wait your turn.
Okay.
So, Zami, please answer that question.
It doesn't make sense for my argument though. I know. What
This
you're
is the
trying to
black.
say.
This is my issue with black men. This is my issue with black men. This is my fucking issue with black men. I am making a direct point that we can
Exactly,
all
Commons
relate.
right.
Can I
This is
answer
my
that
this is
question?
this is my
Can I
issue with
answer-
black men. This is
Can I
my issue
answer
with
that
black
question?
men.
Can I
This
answer
is my
your
issue with
question?
black men. I don't want to fucking hear you anymore, please. Just get off my fucking platform. I'm sick of this shit. What are we doing here, man? Masha, please
Can
wait. Please wait. I will come to you, sir. Please wait. With all due respect, please wait. This is my issue with black men. This is what I'm talking about.
Can I answer his question on his behalf?
I'm talking about wealth creation, owning companies, and you're talking about if you marry a white woman. What does that have to do with you today? What does that have to do with you today, right now? This is the black man I'm talking about. The Indian man is out here creating wealth. The white man is out here creating wealth. The Asian man is out here creating wealth. And you're asking me, yeah, but if you marry, oh God, you're poor. We are poor. Black men are poor. Black men are poor. We are poor compared to other groups of men. Somebody's telling me one of the greatest power is to control you. Man, fuck you and fuck off. Don't preach me. Don't preach emotional control to me. You're looking at other men and who they marry. Why don't you own the money first? How many black men are the CEOs of multinational companies? Tell me. You want to compare yourself to Indian men? What do you own what do we own as black men? Tell me. How many tech companies are black men running? Tell me. How many multi-billion-dollar companies globally are black men running? How about you sort that out first instead of talking about oh yeah, but you know when you marry a non-black woman, okay, get the money first. How about that? How about we get the money first? Let's get the money, let's get the power first before we worry about that shit. That's the typical with black men. Always looking 4 or 5 steps ahead when you are poor. The Indian man comes to Africa, dominates. The black man bends over, gets his ass fucked. We have no country run and operated by black men. Yet you want to tell me about, yeah, you know, who gives a fuck? Why you always talk about sex or sex adjacent all the fucking time? This is the thing with black men. We are talking about wealth creation and ownership. They're talking about, yeah, you know, you can marry your own. Get the money first, then we talk. Look at who was it, Masha or somebody else that was talking about the top 100 companies in Africa. None of them are with black men. The top 100 companies in Africa, the board of directors, 90% of them are not black men. Own companies, own countries, be in the rooms where decisions are being made. Then you talk. Yes, go on.
Okay, brother, you're 100% right. The mentality that we have, personally, I won't say this. The mentality that most black men have, whether in diaspora or back home, they prioritize social and cultural things over politics and business. But what we should be doing is prioritizing growth, company owning, protecting first. Then whoever you want to marry will come into your world. That is secondary or tertiary or whatever the case may be. We don't own nothing. You made a post earlier some months ago about LeBron James, Jay-Z, blah, blah, blah. All those things are cultural. That has no effect on the state of the world. That is entertainment. So that guy, he's, sorry to call you out, but you're talking about things that are irrelevant, about interracial dating and blah, blah, blah. If you get the money, I'm a Scarface guy, get the money, get the power, be in rooms of position where you're making decisions that affect your community or protect your community. Any woman that you marry, whether it's white, Filipino, whatever, she's marrying into your culture. And the child that you bring will have the mindset of an African man, whether he's mixed, métis, or whatever the case may be. The issue in the society right now is a lot of the mixed kids are from marriages, well, not marriages. The father just had sex with the mother for passport or whatever, and the child grew up with the mother. If there is interracial whatever with a man that is in power, whatever that child grows up to be, he's going to grow up with the interest of Africa and the interest and the mindset of a black man and the black community. But that is tertiary. That is like should be the 4th or 15 on your list. Get the money, get the company.
Thank you.
Be in a position, management position, boardroom,
ownership.
Be in FIFA, be in UEFA, be in the IMF, be the top dog in IMF. Whenever the president of Uganda or the president of Botswana wants something, it comes to you, you make a decision and you make a deal that is in favor of Ethiopia. You make a deal that is in favor of the people of South Africa or Botswana. Every time there's an issue in Africa, we go to the IMF for a loan that is signed by a white man. If it's a black man or an African man that is in those positions, that is in Switzerland, that is in the UN, that in all these places, he will give a deal that is favorable to us. So we should start focusing on women.
That's the thing. Like, and that's what really pissed me off, Masha. It's like this automatic direct. Like, we're not even talking about interracial dating. We're talking about ownership. We're looking at the real. I'm even looking at the website now. The top 100 African companies in the world. Over 90% of them are in South Africa, and over 95% of the board members are white men. That's what I was talking about. All of a sudden, this one comes in. Oh yeah, but you know who you marry. The fuck are we talking about marry?
We have to be in position of power because the decision makers are not us.
Period.
Yes, we're in tech. Yes, a lot of black men are in tech. We're in, we're in industries that are not decision-making industries.
And I'm not talking about sport. And one thing they like to say, look at sport. I don't give a fuck about sport. Sport don't do shit. Sport doesn't move the needle. It's a niche. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Sport is entertainment. Sport is entertainment. You watch sport when you're bored. You watch sport when you want to relax. Sport doesn't bring the whole world to its knees. Aside from World Cup, and even then it's entertainment. Look at oil and gas conference, OPEC. That's the thing. Tech conference, AI conference, defense contract. That's where people stand by and watch.
Yes.
Talking about ownership.
It affects 75% of the world. So let's leave women out of this, leave dating out of this, leave going to the club and this out of this. We need to build. We need to fight. We need to be psychologically inclined. I meant psychological warfare. If you are growing in Europe, grow into management positions and decision-making positions.
Yes, like the Indians did.
Yes.
That's it.
See the guy that is the Prime Minister of UK now. I don't know his name.
The former one.
He's making making decisions in favor of the country of his birth.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. The Indians say whatever you want, and the Indians are not better than us. They just do the work. They just work together. That's it. But the thing is, our own as Africans, as soon as anybody gets some money, the first thing you want to do, you want to distance yourself away from your community. You want to be the only one. You want to be the only. I know a lot of guys in Switzerland here. They've made it. They've hit a very good track record. You know what they do? As soon as they get money, the thing they do now, they want to now become one of those elites. You know, they exclude themselves. They only want to be in fancy places.
And that's the colonial mindset I was talking to you about.
Exactly. They want to be, I know one guy, as soon as he got money, he's doing really well. As soon as he got money, the first thing he did was, consumerism, fancy shit.
Not only him, also athletes too, footballers, ballers, all kind of ballers. African players, once again, a little
crazy.
Yeah, they tend to distance themselves from the community.
Yes.
And that's wrong.
And that's wrong, bruv. That is wrong, bruv. That is wrong. And the thing they will tell you is, oh yeah, but the community this. I'm like, listen, let me tell you something.
It's also kind of embarrassing because
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. Whatever you think is in the black community is also in the Indian community. It's also in the white community. It's also in the Asian community. But guess what? They don't let that stop them.
But it's not as prevalent though, because if you look at Ivory Coast president,
it's prevalent, buddy.
It's not as prevalent.
They just don't talk about it. See, don't say that, bro. If
you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. You can see it with your own eyes.
Infinite. Yeah. I don't think you also recognize what you just did there, brother. You're pedestalizing non-black folks. You don't realize it. It's not as prevalent.
I hate Pajits myself. I hate Pajits. I hate Indians.
Hey, don't call them. Don't do that. Call them by their names, please.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
So, anyways, if you look at Ivory Coast president, his wife is white. How embarrassing is that for a president to have an African president to have a white wife? You know what I mean?
I hear you, Infinite. I hear you, but brother, that is not my point. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you.
Yeah, but that's not okay. I get it.
Can I say something?
Go on, Masha.
So this issue of dating, a lot of Africans or black men, when they date into the white community.
Yes.
It's not a situation where the woman dates into their community.
Except Nigerians, though. I got to give it to Nigerians. I mean, I have to be honest. Like the Nigerian guys that I see, bro, that woman is learning pidgin English. She's learning cooking. Bruh, I mean, and Ghana.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Infinite, you hear what I'm trying to say? There's a difference. Are you dating into her community or she's dating into your community? Food for thoughts.
Yeah. But okay.
My point is, this dating issue should be number 5 on our
Number
list
10,
as
bro.
black men.
Number 10.
Oh, you even pushed it to 10. Okay, let's push it to 15. Because it should not be a priority on this journey that we are all trying to get to.
Shit.
My aim, personally, my aim is to be in a position where whenever an African country comes, I'm signing a deal.
Oh yeah, in position of power.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
I want to rise to a position, if I'm in the top guy at IMF, see what the Jews are doing.
Yes,
If I'm the top guy at IMF, whenever a Botswana president comes to my office for one or two things, I will give him favorable, something I will explain to him, and I will give him something favorable that will not affect, that will affect the future of his country in a positive way. Not try to swindle him, because that's what they do to us. That's what they do to our presidents and our leaders. So we have to strive to be in those positions so that whenever anybody comes, we have the power to say yes or structure something in favor of Africa.
See, absolutely, Masha, I agree. See, Infinite, my dream for black men in general is for me to be able to pick up my phone, Infinite, right? Pick up my phone and be like, yo, Infinite, we need $300 million in the next month.
I agree.
Because we want to build a in Ghana. And it's
in 6 months, it's done.
But that has I agree. So how can we make that happen though? So how can we
ownership?
We have to work.
Ownership.
Oh yeah, we all doing our little parts though. So apparently, but we're not working hard enough. Apparently, though.
No. It's not about working hard enough. It's not. See, that's I hear what. Okay, maybe Masha answer his question. Then we have to give Raina the floor to speak. She hasn't spoken. But Masha, go address Infinite's question.
It's like a 4 or 5 prone attack. 1, professionally, we have to rise up the ladder ranks. 2, we have to, obviously, we've spoken about our governments. We have to make sure that whoever is in position of power in our respective countries has to be, I repeat this word, Kingsley. Maybe you will do your research on this. Protectionist mindset. That is what Europeans have. Yes. If anybody that is listening to this, 37 people here, protectionist mindset, we have to have that. Then culturally as well, culture comes into play. Because culture is always a supplement to whatever is being done professionally. There are probably 4 or 5 ways where we all have to do it consequently to grow. Culturally, professionally is the priority. Forget culturally or athletically. We have to rise professionally. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm 6'8". I'm an ex-basketball player. And I have my MBA. And I'm working on my PhD now. And I'm in management.
Nice, congrats. Nice.
So I'm trying to rise up the rank, even with my size. I know what it is to go into a corporate office, being 6'8", black man, and they think I'm the security guard. And I have to prove that I'm educated to a lot of people every day. Yeah. And I'm going into places where no black men are. And I have to prove every day that I'm more than qualified to be in this place. One day, I will get to those positions where I can affect my community or make decisions for Africa positively.
And rise. That's the thing. We have to rise, absolutely. Infinite, make your point, and then we have to go to Rihanna.
No, I agree with Masha. I mean, we have to do our little part. You know, each one of us, we have to work and do our little part. You know, I mean, Masha's doing his part, we are doing his part, but I agree with him.
Yeah, but I think another thing we need to do as black people is to get rid of this victim mentality. Like I get it. Like I know, it's hard. For me, I don't operate as a victim. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I don't operate. I am here to win, and I will win. I don't even look at statistics. No, what are the odds? I don't care, buddy. I will win. Shikena.
But how can we win within the European continent? I think the diaspora has to move
But that's the
forward.
thing. You have to figure it out. You have to ask. You have to look at what did other communities do? What did the Asian men do? What did the Chinese? What did the Indians do?
Yeah,
There is always a way. Create your own style, but everything
but
goes
they
back to
have
home as
already
well.
solidified themselves to the point where they only hire themselves. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
because they work as a group. They work as a unit.
Exactly. They work as
You
a unity.
But
you mentioned
let's go to
something.
let's go to Rena. Let's go to
Okay,
Rena.
let us speak. Let us
Yes,
speak.
yes. Let us speak at least. Rena, go ahead. Here, you're on mute.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, dear. Welcome.
Good evening. I mean, good day, everyone. People have said so many things. Some people have even said what I wanted to say, but I just want to say that I think we are, I wouldn't say on the right track, but the fact that we are aware that we need this amount of solution is at least something. Because lots of people, I would say like in 100% of us that are affected, I believe like 60 to 70% of us are not even aware of how bad things are or aware that we need this amount of change. Just to add on what every other person would say, every other thing we said is basically it. We need to build wealth. We need to go into managerial
Yeah,
positions. We as
and work together.
Nigerians, Africans, we need to go into political positions. The average age of the regular African youth does not match our presidents. We have presidents that are older, way older than us. When you come over here, you see people that are 30 years old, 25 years old, and they're running for parliament, they're running for government. Like you see their posts everywhere, but over Nigeria, you're seeing people that are 70 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old, still fighting to be governors. That's something that we just
Because
need
we
to be.
allow them.
We allow them. It is
That's
like we
it.
allow them. But
They only do things that we allow.
let's not still forget the Godfather mechanism that still works in Nigeria. It is really bad. In as much as we want to say people should come up, I have seen people that have been physically attacked just for going to get their voters cards. So you can imagine the kind of mentality that will follow that person and say, if to just get a voter's card, I have to be attacked and be bruised and this way. How much more if I want to run for just a local government chairman, even something as simple as, student union government. So, but still, regardless, they are there. There's nothing we can do. We can't chase them away. We just have to fight and stand up against them. Like most people have said, lots of people are probably going to go with this cause. And this cause is not something that's going to happen like next year, next 2 years. This is something that may take us nothing less than maybe 10, 20 years to even see a significant change. We need to really work on our mentality. There's this prime minister in Dubai. I don't even know. The guy was working on a project, and that project is not going to be alive to see that project. The project is like a 50-year-long project, but he's working on it. So I don't think there are any Nigerians right now that are working on any project that they would not see, or Africans in general. We want to work for something that we have to see the benefit today, or we have to benefit from and gain from, which is not a bad thing. But for me, I just generally feel like it's just your generation you should think about. Most of these people we are talking about from different continents of the world, they are benefiting from what their forefathers fought for years ago. So if you think that you don't want to do anything right now, everything is gonna go, you're not even fighting for yourself at this point. Because I don't know, many of us are old, my parents are old, many people's parents are old, they may not even see this new world that we are fighting for. So it is not just for yourself, but for like the future generation. So like every other person has said, just going to things like buy wealth, buy shares, buy stocks. If you ask an average African, they don't even have one stock, even for a locally made a local company in their country, nothing. But over here they are very, very, very intelligent here. They read books, they study, they know their government, they know who is in parliament. They might not even know the guy's name or something, but they know their law. Yes, they know their law. Yeah, over in Africa, we don't know anything. That's why people can say anything to you. They can ride you, even in as much as we believe that the law may not really work as it should. But at least here they know. Over there we know nothing. That's why they keep saying that if you want to write something from an African man, put it in a book, which
Yeah.
is actually true. we need to work on our mentality so much that we can now start to talk about other people or maybe our brothers, to carry them along, or whoever we want to carry, be it family, be it someone from your country, be it from your fellow black person. I don't know. There's just so much to do, but let's just, start somewhere, be in unity. Sincerely, unity is what can take us to where we want to go, because it doesn't matter whether you are you're Nigerian or whatever, if African, American, African, it doesn't matter. You are still a black person in their eyes. When I got here, I used to feel like, it's probably because of my accent or that I'm African.
You're black.
I'm still black in their eyes. It doesn't matter. They're still gonna favor an Asian person, even though they're still racial towards them. But if they're gonna categorize everybody, the black is still the least before they put that Asian, before they put someone that's from not African, before they put people from the Middle East. Black people are still the least of their racial slurs or whatever. And when like you guys said, when it comes to wealth, we are still the least. Let's not just deceive ourselves. There's no money anywhere. Wealth gives you power. I was talking to a colleague the other day, and he was talking about share is inheritance, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thinking is that passed on, but his dad is still alive. The mother's alive, the father's alive, everybody knows what they're gonna get, and the man is not even gone yet. You can imagine the kind of structure they have, and this is an average person that works the same job as I do, earns the same money as I earn, and he knows all this. He has all this plans for him, just an average person. So imagine someone that the father owns a multi-million company, and you want to go against them, you want to fight against them. Why would you? You don't have the power to do that. We talk about people hiring people, their own people. Say that, oh, only my people, but if you're qualified, you're both qualified, and there's one my person, another person, and you're both qualified, I'm going to take my person first. It's like a random, it's just like an human thing, when we're trying to rise as much as possible, you be unionized in the forefront. That's why we always say Africans can fight within themselves, but when an external person tries to come against them, we all come together and fight against the person. I think someone was talking about them, the Curry people, about them not liking themselves within themselves, and it's true. They discriminate against their black people because they are black Indians as well. They are darker skinned. I think they are from the north. They discriminate against them, but in the forefront, they all come together as one. It doesn't matter whether you are darker than me, so long as we are all Curry people. You understand? So I don't know how we're gonna do it. Sorry, I'm sorry. We try to. No. Listen, most of the podcasts you're on, we try not to mention names and try not to use slurs or words so that TikTok will not take you down.
I've broken a lot of laws then.
Yeah, you can't use words like kill, all this kind of stuff. Like, you just have to be careful.
All right. So Rienke, thanks for that. Zami, let's just move on, brother. Let's not circle back to that point. Otherwise, I might lose my point. But go on, make your point, and then we'll most likely close the live. Sorry if I took your point out of context. I was just heated. Welcome.
Welcome. Look, I understand your point, but what I was talking about is just, I thought that I understand your point. We do need to earn something, but again, it's just like, what if that? Let's just move on. I think it's kind of a dead subject, to be fair. What I was basically trying to say, I'll summarize it very quickly. I was trying to say is, okay, the person earns something. He's built his wealth, his industry, his legacy. He dates a white person, cool. That white person now dates another white person. I mean, his child dates another white person. Then that ownership is no longer becomes ours. It becomes theirs. If that bloodline becomes white, of course, he's gonna let his child inherit the business. The business is still gonna be white. He would be doing nothing for the people back home, or you get my point here now. I get your point, but I think my point.
I hear you, Zami. Don't get me. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with where you're coming from, what you mean. But I think Masha put it perfectly. We are just saying, what is step one? You understand?
I get that. But that's not impossible, though. Step one is not impossible.
That's what I'm saying. It's not impossible. Absolutely. No, it's very possible. It's a lot of work.
Isn't it good to think of it broader? Isn't it good to think of the future?
Yes,
Like,
it's good
you
too,
know.
but I think
So yeah, of course, I know we need actions. You can't be talking online and then doing nothing. I
yeah.
get that. I get that. I really do. But brother, I want to introduce you to. So my name is obviously Zamit Lago, but I basically I follow this ideology. I think is the best thing for the black race, for the black people in Africa. I think it's the best thing. It's called Zamit. That's the name right there. The flag I have in my profile pic is the picture, bro. I really think this is the best way for the community and the ideology, the community itself that I'm in. They're actually starting to make moves. So I want to introduce you to,
Maybe write me offline.
yeah. What'd you say?
DM me
Yeah.
off. DM.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
DM me
follow you.
online or
I'll
IG.
follow you.
Okay, just DM me on
Okay,
TikTok.
okay,
Then we'll
okay,
take
okay.
take it to IG. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But yeah, I
No, it's all
understand your
good.
point. Yeah, thank you for, yeah.
No, my
Yeah, I
pleasure, my
apologize
pleasure, my
for
pleasure. No, it's okay.
anything.
Look, I get it.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
man, I get it. Maybe that's why I brought you back so that we can just clear it. It's not good to end the live on a hot
yeah.
head.
But yeah, of
But
course,
I
again,
get you, bro. I do get you.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're talking crap. I get you. I'm just. I think. Oh, Masha wanted to say something quickly to you. Masha, you can go on. Go on. After Masha speaks, we'll go to Infinite. Then we'll go to Rene. We'll go back to Zamit, and then we can close for the live. Masha, you're on mute, by the way, Masha. I just unmuted you. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
I think I want to have a question, kind of a give and take with Zamit, if that's okay. I want to ask him some questions about that will help him clarify these things. If you date outside,
I think even Zamit has said like let's move past it, right?
let's let it. Okay.
Yeah, let's
okay.
let it. Let's let it.
Okay.
Zamit, right?
Anyway, it's quick. There's a difference between you dating into that culture than she dating into your culture. When she dates into your culture and you let proper dating, I'm not just saying something for fun, blah, 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 a child came out of it, then, there's divorce, blah, blah. No. Properly dating. The children you have will be influenced by you being the household. This is why I'm against all this divorce, blah, 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 in and out, divorce, this and that. If you go with a white lady or an Asian lady or a Filipino lady, no problem. But if it's done properly and you're in the household with them, I don't know where you're located, but if you're located in Africa or you're located outside, you take your children back to Africa, back to your village, back to learn their roots, back to learn the culture, back to see the problems within our community as we're all talking here. That child at an early age, not at a late age, at an early age, then this child will grow up into knowing the challenges you as a man are facing, as a black man trying to maneuver in the world. And when that child grows up or children grow up, whatever the case may be, they will carry on your legacy. And they will know the pains of the father. I just spoke to my father.
That's correct.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You're right.
I spoke to my father on Wednesday, and he explained some pains to me that he had as a man.
Mesh, I get your point, but
yes. So
wait, carry on.
When you say, the child is going to go stray away from the flock, if you do your job right, and a lot of the times when you're dating outside, in this society now, I'm not saying you, in the society, the climate of the society now, is mostly African men or black men dating into the white race. These women don't know anything about Cameroon. They don't know anything about your village. They don't know anything about your soup. They don't know anything about your culture. You just marry them. I had a German woman that wanted to marry me. I asked her, I had told her about 4 or 5 times my village. She can't remember. And I told her, I can't marry you because you don't know anything about where I'm from. But you expect me to come into your world. You have to come into my world as well. So I'm just to advise you, maybe you prefer dating outside the culture, which is
hold on. I get your point. So you're saying that if you train the children well, you raise them well, taking back to his roots, you understand. I get that. That's a good point. Valid.
Raising your culture.
But it still doesn't really go to what I was talking about though. I understand that point, but it still doesn't, click with what I was talking about, because I was talking about dating. Of course, he can. The next child after the black dad has made his business is obviously still going to, try to do stuff for his community. But what about his next child? Now, what I'm meaning by that is, of course, he is probably going to be living in a Western country. He's probably not going to be living in a Africa. He has a capitalist mindset, so of course he's going to be living in a Western country. Of course, he's going to want his children to be living in a better community country. So he's going to put him to a Western country.
Brother,
And, you know how it goes.
brother. Kobe Bryant once said, "Control what you can control. Control your child first, or your children, and let the rest go into fate," as Nigerians will say.
But do you want to risk it? Why would you want to risk it like that? It's not better to be your own people.
That's the risk you take when you marry outside.
Well, it's not a good risk then.
Yes, it's not a
good
good.
risk.
Personally, look, Zam, I tell you, personally, I've been here 10 years. I'm mostly dated outside my race. Now I'm looking for marriage. I'm running back home because of this reason. I don't want a mixed child that is going to, put Nigeria as his,
Exactly. Okay. Cool. Yes.
as
You
the
agree with me.
second as the second identity. Believe
Yeah.
Nigeria and Africa is the premier identity. What you spoke about, I've had thoughts about it personally. And this is why I'm running back home. Maybe not Nigerian. I will look for Cote d'Ivoire or something, maybe Ghana or even enter Cameroon. It's just across the border.
I won't lie. Let us talk nonsense now that you guys have talked about with Africa, bro.
I'm just saying.
I can't lie, bro.
Just to help people understand.
African women, Jesus Christ.
Beautiful. Like, why would you want to? Exactly.
I saw no.
We have to
Me. The thing is, me. I have a wide palette. Don't get me wrong. I like the body. If you have for me, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, of course, my priorities, my preference is black and brown, ideally, right? But if you have the body of an African woman, I will look at you at least 3 times. I won't lie. But bro, the diversity of options we got in Africa, man, I can't lie, bro.
Be plenty.
Exactly. So what?
I saw this lady. Man, let me just thank God I'm sitting down. I saw this lady, bro.
Brother.
Small, like. You know the kind of body that other women go to go and do BBL and go under the knife. If you guys see this woman, you guys will stop in your track, bro. The waist they like this, and the thing is, from the front, you would never know this woman was packing bombs behind her. But then, as soon as she wanted to, you know how the women do when they turn and raise their legs for pose to show you their dress, bro. I see, nyash. I say, God of mercy. I say, this is not. I say, is this legal? I swear to God, I had to what the? Whoa!
Easy.
Is this legal?
This is what
You
happened.
guys agree with me. You guys agree with me, basically. African women top
Is this
tier.
legal?
See, we have to leave all these Oyibo girls. We have to go back and marry.
Exactly. What's wrong with us? Like, first of all, look, wait, hold on. The problem is self-hate. That's the problem.
It's not. It's not.
It's not self-hate.
That's
though.
It's kind of self-hate. Well,
Self-hate,
especially
though.
for Western.
not.
Black
I
people.
hear what you. I hear.
Okay.
I don't think it's self-hate though. I don't think
It
so.
is, it is, it is.
It could be self-hate.
could be.
But I
It could
don't
be,
think
yes,
it
of
is.
course. Okay.
It's not
Okay, that's a
entirely.
good point. That's a good point. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's even in our women too. The hair texture they be wearing, the wigs. Come on, the bleaching. Come on. If you don't love yourself, if you as a community don't have a love for your people, yourselves, there's not gonna be no strength for that's what I'm saying. Like, do you get what I'm saying? There's no strength in the mindset.
But I hear what Zami is saying though. I can't lie. I can't
Do you
lie.
understand?
I hear what he's
so much
saying.
Crazy self-hating in Africa is very, very.
I hear what he's
sad.
saying, Masha,
It's
to an
sad.
extent, in the sense of
It's so sad.
like a lot of Africans, a lot of black people in general are running away from who they are.
Exactly.
Especially from women, because for me, I love women natural, and I mean it.
Me
I
too.
feel like a lot of women, they think that when a man says we like him natural, a lot of women confuse looking busted with natural. No, natural means
Exactly.
You take care of your hair still. You look
Exactly.
good. Not you're looking busted. Your hair is looking like you just got electrocuted. And I talk about I'm natural. That's not natural.
Yeah.
You're looking busted.
Yeah, like
You understand? Like, but I feel like for me, I find it super attractive when an African woman
exactly
goes into who she is. Like, she's got, I love braids. For me, braids weaken me up.
Yeah,
Braids.
I love dreadlocks.
I love
Dreadlocks for me personally.
from no, bro. Not I don't know. It's not. I don't know what the name is, bro. Not dreads, bro. You
Okay,
know this
locks,
thing.
locks, locks.
It's not locks, bro. You know this thing
Oh.
Nigerian. Zami, are you Nigerian? West Africa?
Yeah, I'm Nigerian. Yeah,
Yeah. You know this thing that they do. It's not dreadlocks though. Masha,
Butterfly
you know it?
locks. Is it butterfly locks?
I don't know, bro. Like this thing, they just tie, and it's long.
I know
Oh,
what it's
edges. Oh wait, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Jesus, that thing gets me at attention all the time, bro.
These
My
braids.
first girl, when I was in I did University of Uyo. I was in the University of Uyo. My first girlfriend, Gertrude, that was her name, bro. I won't lie, man. I used to worry this girl, because whenever she puts that hair on, she used to fight me off. I couldn't keep my. If an African woman wears that thing, madam, sorry, because what you? I don't, let me Google it. Let me see what the name is.
Yeah, I think someone said boho braids, something like that.
Let me see.
No, Kingsley, we have a name for it. There's something we used to call it. I know what you're talking about.
So I think I have an idea. I don't know.
It's not boho braids though.
It's some kind of braid, isn't it?
It's some kind of braid.
Yeah. Of course.
Is it boho braids?
Thread
But
and
you
needle,
guys know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What's it? Okay, you know, fuck it. Let's go low vibration. What kind of stuff do you guys like? What kind of hair?
Bro.
The lady ran away.
I want to hear Masha. Masha, what's yours?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Me, I'm 6'8", so it's complicated. I like
That's
tall.
good.
Yes, I like tall.
That's genetics, bruv.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
I like,
Hell no,
something
not
tall.
wigs. I don't like wigs. Fuck wigs.
Yes, wigs is a big problem. Self-hate. It's self-hate. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, it depends, but I won't. In my case, it's not self-hate because
It's
I
not
love my
self-hate.
sisters.
Other
a
women
lot.
wear wigs.
It's self-hate. It's self-hate.
Other
Trust me,
women
self-hate.
wear wigs too, bruv. It's not self-hate.
I get that. No, I get that. But straight hair is just not our natural hair. It's just not. So why are we
It's
trying
not.
to...
It's just a thing of we
what?
prioritize Western things.
Exactly. Is
over.
that good? That's not good.
Yes, I don't say it's hate because me personally, I don't hate myself.
It's
I don't
hate.
hate my
I've seen
culture.
a lot of black girls saying they hate their hair, hate 4C. Yeah, so, like, come on.
I hear Zami though. I hear Zami. I've heard it.
I love my people so much. I just want the best for them, honestly. I swear to you. I saw a lot of bro.
It's because
I want the best for people. Like, you don't understand. Wigs is self-hate. You can't. There's no excuses for it.
Okay, Masha, tell us your time, bro. Let's go. And I want to hear Zami as well.
my type. I like tall ties and of course Nigerians know Yash. You know, the Surinamese girl I saw 2 days ago at Ashake's concert, brother. Che, Surinamese thing, very fine.
These
thing.
women are beautiful, man. Sudanese women are so beautiful.
I like my sisters. It's just, that's another conversation for another day with the dating mentality and everything. That is my challenge because I'm not a very patient person per se, but also there are other values that, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But
I hear you, bro.
it's not self-hate. A lot of Afro men, when I say Afro, African, Caribbean, and even African men, when they date outside, a lot of them have tried a lot with our sisters.
It's not
and it
self-hate
didn't work.
automatically. I can't lie.
Okay, so what do you guys think it is without introducing Western in the...
It's just, you move on.
Yeah.
No, what do you guys think? I want to really get deep into this because it's a very good question.
Well, I can't speak for, African that was born in the diaspora or grew up in the diaspora or an Afro-Caribbean or an African-American. Me, a Port Harcourt person, I be. Kingsley knows all of us from that side. So we grew up around our women all the way. So anything that comes after, secondary.
Yeah.
So what is it in your point of view?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
so
real.
I can't speak for the people that grew up outside.
Same for me. Masha speaks for me as well because it's the same with me.
Yeah. Our women are priority number one.
Yeah.
Then if it doesn't work out for you, maybe like me now, personally, I try to talk to one. She play me Papangolo, Maradona, and Pele.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry.
And I had to fall back. You understand? Then obviously you move on. As I fall back, if I'm 6'8", if I just go to a club and I stand up, I
you
know
will
how
get
many
girls
white
now.
girls.
Yeah,
I
of
know
They
how
course,
will
many
rush
white
yeah.
you.
girls will come to
They will
me.
rush you, bruv. They
You
will rush you.
understand?
6'8".
Exactly. What's this guy complaining for?
That's all you need.
So this is
What's up with this guy
my.
complaining?
So I'm tall, good looking, and everything. I'm
And
fit.
you're educated too.
I'm
Bro.
educated.
They will get
Well done,
pregnant
To
bro.
get,
too.
You won.
to
You
get
won, bro. You
one
won.
Afro girl, no problem. To get one African woman,
I
problem.
can't lie, Masha. That's my problem too. Africa, like, okay, it's the same with Masha. So for me, I wasn't born in the West. I grew up in Nigeria. You understand? My exposure to women were black women. See, I didn't even know that colorism was a thing until I came to Europe.
Wow.
I did not know that in the West, like, oh, dark-skinned girls felt like they were not beautiful. Oga, in Nigeria, the baddest women, okay? The baddest women that I grew up with, Masha, you'll know this, in Nollywood, who are the baddest girls? Mostly dark-skinned girls. Genevieve Naji.
Omotala.
Oh my God, Mercy Johnson, Iniedo, baddest babes. We grew up with them.
Now that's a bit confusing to me. Not gonna lie.
You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say let me speak with Masha as well. 'Cause we share this. Masha, am I lying, sir?
Hey, Stella Damascus.
You see? So to me, as a black man from Nigeria, like that was what I was exposed to.
Yeah, that's a good
black
question of
women, black
validity.
and beautiful. You understand? I say, even to today, I watch like colorism content. Like, what the fuck is colorism? Because I never even knew this was a thing. For me, if you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Whether you're dark skin or you're light skin, I don't care. Even me, like I said, black, brown.
So
You
why is there a big bleaching epidemic? The most bleached countries are
I'm not gonna lie. Like
you know.
who was it? Someone who's I don't know who was it? You or M1 or Masha? So the Western influence. It's getting there. It's getting in there. I can't lie. It's in there now, bro.
So okay.
It's bad.
So you're saying from back then when you were in Nigeria, it wasn't there.
It wasn't that deep, bruv, back then.
Okay, but now
you-
you
you-
can agree now.
Now it's a thing. You cannot lie. This Netflix, YouTube, all this shit now. Like you now see a lot of young guys now wearing tattoo. Back in my days, see, I sound so old saying back in my days, but I can't lie. Back then, how dare you wear tattoos? Tattoos are a bad thing. Now you'll be surprised if you see a Nigerian guy without tattoo.
Wow.
Social construction, exactly, Flory.
I also
Masha, am I
know that-
lying?
I also what's it called? Shorts, men. But nowadays I've seen that
Everybody's
like,
got dreads, bro. Everybody's a dreadhead now in Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So yeah, it's Winston influence. I can see that. Yeah, fair
You
enough.
understand? Bro. So that's me. Again, I'm speaking for myself. I think Masha also has like the same background as me in a sense. So that's me. But also in Europe, most of the women that typically come for me tend to be non-black women. I cannot lie. My experience,
fair
with,
enough. Yeah,
my,
fair
my,
enough.
my experience, I won't lie, like Masha too. My experience with black women in Europe has not been good, bruv. They don't check for me. I swear to God.
I hear that.
I swear to God on my
one of the
life.
problems. Yeah, that's one of the problems. See,
On
the
my
black
life.
people in the West are also a problem to you. I'm not trying to say Western black people are superior to any. No, they're also low, very, very low. They also have very low self-esteem. So I understand that yes, the Western blacks are not even any better. To be fair,
Again, I don't want to say. I don't want to say this. I don't want to sound like I'm. Again, I'm speaking from my own experience,
Yeah,
right?
speak,
like
speak.
the when I was living in another city, the first girl I tried to step to and she was East African, dark skinned girl that I thought she was beautiful, bro. She didn't like. It's like I think my archetype is not their type. I feel like the Western black girls in Europe, the archetype of black guy they're attracted to, maybe it's like more guys like Masha. I kind of like tall, muscular, a bit of a gangster vibe. Not necessarily a gangster, but like a gangster vibe. Me, I'm a nerd. I'm a quiet. I'm reserved. You feel me, Sammy? So I can't lie. I have dated interracially because, bruv, otherwise your boy is getting nothing, bro.
I get that. But let me ask you. Let me.
Your boy is getting
Let
nothing.
me surprise you. But you think they'll be doing all this prepper for black men, black women, and West women, but for white men?
Oh my God!
For white men,
the white boys love us, sister. They love us, but they don't.
Let anything go. You know, yeah. Is that good? That's sad.
Can I say something? Kingsley, this goes back to the economics of things. We're not in control. And it's even more
Exactly.
deep
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Europe. This is why Kingsley has said we have to be in positions of power.
Of course. Yes. And that's
Yeah.
what Zamitism is
Yes.
trying to enforce. I
DM
promise
me,
you.
DM
Look
me,
into
DM me
this.
now.
Look into
Actually,
this.
DM me now, Zami. Let me
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that stuff.
I'll
When
do
black men are in positions of power and in top places, I don't mean sports and entertainment and culture. I mean professionally. When we're in the boardrooms, we're senior advocates, we're top associates.
Look,
When
for
the
me, what it
aura,
is capitalism, honestly. Everyone's trying to, every black person in the West is trying to do their own thing and forgetting their community. You know, it's very sad. It's very, very
It's hard,
sad.
bro.
in
It's
my
hard.
opinion.
What
it's
about you,
hard.
Zami?
It's
What about you, Zami? What's your type? I mean, I know
I
Marsha's
love
type.
black
I
women. I
know.
promise you, I love black women. But of course, let me not lie.
It's
Growing
all about
up,
the body, bro. Come on, shit. Don't be
hold on,
shy.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I'll get there. Growing up as a guy in the Western world, I basically had a brain as a white person. The media I was been watching and I grew up as a kid was white. So of course, when I grew up, I was liking white girls. Every other black person in the West was doing the same thing. But when I actually see how beautiful my black queens are, you actually grow up and realize you love yourself more. That's a perspective from a guy growing up from the West, and I know it's a lot of people. I know I'm not the only one. You can ask anyone growing up in the West. Self-hate is a very, very big thing, and it's not talked enough in the black community, in my opinion. Honestly, it really isn't. It really isn't. Self-love, you see, the community will do way better. I feel that's the thing. You cannot compare ourselves with like Jews. Jews are different. Look, first of all, they were in a different position than us, or even Chinese. They're in a different position than us. We can't always compare and say, oh, let's do the same thing this community did or that community did, when they're not in the exact same position we're in right now. So, yeah, that's just me, though. Yeah, I love black women, bro. I love black women.
No, but I gotta say this, Masha. The older I get, the more I appreciate me growing up in Nigeria. I cannot lie, though.
brother.
Yeah. I'm
can't
jealous,
lie.
honestly. I'm very jealous.
I can't
Very
lie
jealous.
because
Brother.
growing up in
Yeah.
Nigeria, especially in my formative years, my blackness was affirmed. You understand?
Nice.
I grew
Yeah,
up
man.
seeing. I mean, my mom was a diplomat. I grew up seeing black people in powerful positions. I
Wow.
grew up seeing black men represented on TV as attractive.
Yes.
Black women, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
So I honestly, I do feel sorry for like black folks born like in the West who
Outside.
never.
Yeah,
So I
honestly,
can see why that. I can see why the self-hate though. I can see it.
Exactly.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I
I'm jealous, honestly. Very, very jealous.
I had a conversation with a girl from Congo who was born here last week. He posted her Congo passport, her French passport, then she had moved to Canada, then she had a Canadian passport, then she married a Sapele guy, Nigerian guy, so she has a Nigerian passport. She has 4 passports. She was proud of it. And I told her, woman, you're in confusion. And I said, why? She asked me why. I said, woman, you don't know who you are. You have no identity, my sister. And
That
we
is
started
confusion
having-
though. It's not a flex.
Yes, it's not the flex. And we started having this conversation back and forth. And I told her, like, woman, I'm Nigerian. That's all I know. She asked me, why do I feel Nigerian? I say, my sister, I can't explain to you. All I know is that I'm Nigerian. Everywhere I go, I'm Nigerian. I don't have the option of saying I'm from somewhere else or this and that. Even if I had the option, my fundamental identity
Nigeria, same.
Nigeria.
I'm Nigerian.
So
Proudly.
Africans that grew up back in Africa, we have this identity, and that is why it's very difficult to change us. Because nobody changes into being African. How many Japanese people say, oh, I'm from Gambia?
Yeah.
But we are so quick to switch it.
Yes,
Anyway,
we are the
yeah.
ones switching to them. Why don't they switch to us? Because we're not in position of power. Our continent isn't flourishing. Our continent isn't number one.
Exactly. Kingsley, let me blow your mind. Even it's kind of sad, but about black people growing up in the West, especially in Europe. So I'm from the UK, as you can tell from my accent. So there's Kingsley, you're in the UK, right?
No, Switzerland.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, in the UK, there's a lot of Jamaicans, Caribbeans, and Africans. Those are the 2 primarily black people. Okay, so I promise you, this is a lot of things a lot of Africans were doing. It's very, very sad. So yeah, Caribbeans have been in the UK for way more longer than Africans have because of Windrush generation. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they had a lot of influence in the way a lot of English people who speak today. So they have the more advantage. So what Black Africans used to do when they growing up is they used to claim that they were Jamaican. You know, I never did that, but I know guys who've done that. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, very
Even in
sad.
the States.
Very, very sad. So, you know, they're very embarrassed by their culture. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad.
No, it's true, bro. I get it.
Very,
I get
very
it.
sad.
I get it. No, bro. Like that's why I'm not lie. I know. I understand.
Yeah.
Growing up in a place where you're not the where you're not the majority, it will do something to you, bro.
Of course,
especially when you're a child, man. Come on, in your formative years, you know what I mean? It will do something to you. That is a fact.
yeah.
So kudos to you, Zami, for actually doing. I'm sure you did a lot of work, self-reflection, exploring to actually know, okay, this is who I am, and owning it and embracing it. You know, that's good. But I think it's also very important for people to, like, I don't know, just do the work. Because no matter the thing, I see this with a lot of black folks in the West, they try to become something that they are not. And the thing is this, I've realized that, see, this was supposed to be the topic, how to build confidence, and I haven't even touched on it. So let me touch on it for at least 2 seconds in 2 hours video. Is this, the best way that I have realized that we can build confidence as people in general is by accepting who you are. Period. The more you run away from who you are, you will never be self-confident.
Exactly.
You can wear different hairstyles. You can bleach your skin. You can change the way you talk. You can do you will never feel okay. I feel supreme every time I embrace who Kingsley is, who I am.
Yes, man. Very, very happy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you don't like me, you don't like me. End of story. If you like me, you like me. Simple. Well, guys, we're gonna give the lady. Oh shit, Infinite, are you there, bro?
Yes, I'm here. I'm following, guys.
Holy smokes, guys. Sorry, just contribute if you want to contribute, huh?
No, I'm following.
You good, bro? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you good. Okay, Jella. Oh, Jella. My accountant friend, if I remember correctly, you're in accounting. How are you, dear?
I'm all right, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Which part of the conversation did you join? Because Zami, Masha, we've gone 360, 180, 90 degrees.
I joined when you were saying that you had a girlfriend that she had these braids on.
Back in when I was in university over here. Yeah. Oh man. What is it called, Jella? What is that thing called?
You know, during that time when they had Soul to Soul, did you watch Soul to Soul? Well, we had Patra. We had Patra.
Patra.
You know the musician called Patra. She's Jamaican.
Give me a tune.
Them long braids. I think that's what you're talking about.
What's the name? Let me check. I've got my laptop here. What's the name?
It's called attachment, but they used to call it Patra braids.
Attachment. That is it.
Attachment. Yes.
That's the Nigerian word, attachment.
That's the Nigerian attachment. Yes.
Okay, I can visualize it now.
So it's actually called braids. Braids. Single braids. It's called single braids now. Yeah.
That thing is.
But it's not long. It doesn't go long like
it's long, bro. It's long. It reaches here, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it as long as you want.
As long as you want.
Yes, as long as you want. Depend on your height. Now, depend on your height. I also came in when Marsha said he's 6'8". What the hell?
Bro.
The one that wear heels, I'm like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
I'm not really a fan of short people, to be honest, and I don't really hide that.
She's a height Nazi. She's a height Nazi.
That's why you came here. Check, Wahala.
No.
She came to say attachment.
Maybe because of the attachment.
Oh man.
But Marsha went to your page to see how tall you are. I can't find any of your pictures. What?
Yeah, you have to subscribe to his OnlyFans. Subscribe to his OnlyFans to see his full height.
What size of shoes do you wear?
I'm not saying.
Like 17, size 17. Is it shoemaker made?
Custom made.
No, it's normal. Custom made.
But tall guy. But I watched the documentary of this basketballer dude. He was like, buddy, it's expensive being tall. Like shoes, shirts, bed, car, bruh.
Everything.
You're gonna get everything customized.
You need to make money. You need to make money,
Yes.
man.
Because everything you're going to be doing is extra long, extra
Yeah.
long,
Yes.
extra.
I have to flirt with air hostess every flight to get extra seats.
Yeah, because you need space for your legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I
Yeah.
can afford to
Try and
pay,
imagine.
once I walk in, I have to flirt like, hello, Salma, how are you?
You're going to be taller than your door. That means you actually bend to get in.
I beg to go everywhere.
Bloody hell, that's a lot of stress, mate.
And I'm in France. Everything
Oh,
is short.
you're even lucky. You're in a lucky state where they have tall people.
No, France, they're all
Where in
tall.
France are you from?
They're all tall. They're all
Yeah,
short.
that's what I mean. If you're
No,
in
they're all
somewhere like
short.
England,
They're short.
you have to order your stuff from America.
I'm in
The
France.
average height here is 5'9". I even struggle at 5'10" to get my
Yeah.
length. I have to pay extra to get my length. Yeah, there's only a couple of shots that do tall.
It's the life. We have to
Yeah.
make.
Masha,
My daughter she's only 16 and she's what? She's 6 foot.
See?
Damn.
Wow.
She's 6 foot and she's already struggling with trouser length.
Masha, you ever been to Chamonix?
What?
You ever been to Chamonix?
Chamonix?
Chamonix, close to Mont Blanc,
No.
up in the mountains.
No. I planned on it, but I haven't been. It's on my list.
Because I have a house over there, that's why.
You have a house over there?
A chalet, yeah, my parents have a house over there, that's why I was asking.
Are you inviting me? I'm more than welcome to come.
You want to come? Why not? Where in
You know
France?
what?
Where in France do you live?
I live in Paris.
Oh, you're in Paris. Okay.
No,
I think Paris is overhyped, though. I can't
It's
lie.
overhyped. I'm
It's
a traveler,
overhyped,
so
man.
if you're offering me a homestay, I'm coming. I'm
Why not?
there.
We have a
Okay, I'm
chalet.
going to add you. So I've gotten a girlfriend and a hookup from this life. So,
No, but you see, we started fighting with Zami. We cooled down. Now you've gotten a girlfriend. gotten invited to Chamonix. No. But I can't lie though. I mean, people have actually met from my lives before. Like no joke.
Yeah.
There were just two ladies in the UK. They were, they're friends, right? And one day they just messaged, "Hey Kingsley, guess what?" I was like, "What?" Sent me like a picture like this. I was like, "Oh, you guys met?" Like, yeah. They started by meeting on the panel. This was last year. Like, and the next thing you know, until today they've become pretty close friends. So people actually do. I used to underestimate TikTok, but like people actually do build friendships, relationship. They are like, "Oh shit, okay, fair enough." Fair play.
Doesn't mean you go around trusting everybody.
Oh hell no.
You have to put it at arm's length for the time being.
Yeah. You gotta be
All
careful.
the time you kind of some people they're very active in 1 week, and after 1 week they start to show their colors and
Yeah, very true.
careful and wary.
Yeah, you gotta be.
But anyways, though, I'm about to dip, but
Same. I mean, 5
yeah,
minutes.
everyone, please look up Zamitism. I think it's the best thing for Black people, honestly.
I'm already part of it.
Yes, yeah. I know indefinitely. Yeah, I've seen this guy. Yeah.
Really? It's like a club. Or what? Well, anyway, we'll talk.
Yeah. Please. All right, thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure, Zami. Thanks for clarifying as well, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I love, man.
I appreciate it.
Marsh, I'm really concerned.
Oh my
About
God, this
what?
woman.
I'm concerned. I'm trying to imagine my door and putting an extra inch on top of it.
She is in love, bro.
No. I'm just going with my imagination. at
She's
this
in
point.
awe. But it's cute. I like it. It's cute. It's cute to see. I love watching women who are in awe. It's beautiful. I love it. It's
Marsh, you need to put on your pictures. Your pictures are on your page because I've checked it. I can't see.
She's stalking
Someone
you,
that
bro.
kind of looks like you.
I don't have much pictures, basketball stuff.
Like, you need to put one at least so that when we want to see the 6 foot 8 guy, so that we know that at least we know one person.
So I have a video that I made, like a personal video. You can check it out. Maybe you can see me in the video.
Okay.
On your TikTok.
I'll go and hunt for it.
Yes, but don't judge the other aspects of the video because there's some yash there.
Let me see. Send it immediately.
Why is it on your page now? Is it
It's
on
on my
your page now?
page.
On your TikTok page?
More go find them.
Find out. Don't judge the other parts of the
wait.
video. You can see my face and everything else.
Wait. Is your page public?
I think so.
Let me see here, Shabeg. Why not? Masha. Oh, man, I love Yash, I can't lie. Like African Yash,
Is
bro.
it way
Jesus
down?
Christ.
Is it way
Brother,
down?
Kingsley, I went to Ashake's concert on Saturday,
Yeah.
and I was just chilling, waiting for the Ashake to perform.
Yeah.
2 girls came in front of me. Jesus Christ. It was like kind of 2 girls with a guy. So one of the girls was with the guy, obviously. So the third wheel was the one with the Ikebe.
Sure, man.
I was just the look.
Just
Before I knew,
mesmerized.
She now came and stood next to me. I was by the fence because to relax your back because we've been standing all day. So I started talking to her. Then she's like, I should translate Ashake's music for her. She's from Suriname.
Player, you sneak in there with your 6'8".
So I was translating, and I started dancing. Brother, I made my spirit was just so high. I went home happy.
Boy, did you collect number though?
I collect, man.
Correct, guys.
I'm sorry, I
correct,
can't
guys.
find it.
You guys connect, man. Connect.
Can't find it.
I'll send it to you.
Connect.
So Infinite, I'm up for this. You know what? I'll DM you after.
DM, connect. No, I always encourage people to connect. You never know. Like, for real, you never really know, man. Even M1, I don't know if you guys know M1 that was on this panel. We are mutuals now on like IG. Like, we talk quite often.
Yeah.
We met last year.
Kingsley, when the African Stream Network posted your video,
man, I gained so many followers from that shit, bro.
yeah, I was the one that tagged you on Instagram because they were looking for you. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
They saw the video and I was like, yeah, I already know this guy from TikTok. So I was the one that said, oh, he's Kingsley, he's on TikTok. I think they found you after that.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so sad what happened to them. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It hurts me so much. It hurts me so much because they were really spreading good things about Africa and how we can move forward and things like that.
But I'm gonna have to drop now, guys.
Jella,
I'll
pleasure
add
seeing
you.
you, okay?
Jella,
Pleasure to meet
You
you guys.
guys add up, connect,
Yeah.
all right? Jella, till next time,
Mash,
okay?
if you're not gonna put more of your picture, don't add me.
I'll
If you're not
send
putting
you
more
a
of your picture on, don't add
She's
me.
not even
I have
talking
a
to
lot
me.
on
She was
my
like,
IG.
yeah, I'm only talking to the 6'8" guys. Shit, man. See height
I
to
have-
village.
I have some on my IG, so you can add me on IG.
Okay.
But
Now I don't want to
don't-
travel that far. I want to sit in the
TikTok.
local yeah.
Okay, no
Mash,
problem.
where are you from?
I'm a Port Harcourt boy in Nigeria.
Yeah, no. Is that where's your original? Are you Igbo, Yoruba, or what?
Well, I'm Oba,
Was that where's
From
that?
River State.
River State. It's
Oh,
a minority tribe.
So like Ibibio, yeah. In the Niger Delta, they always call us minority, but when it's time to collect our oil, everybody,
Yeah. So Nigeria is way more than just outside Yoruba Igbo.
right?
Yeah, you made a video about this, Kingsley.
Yes.
So I'm
Jella, are you
from
Igbo?
Oba.
Yeah, I'm from Imo
She's
State.
Igbo, okay. Which
you're
state?
above me.
Imo State.
Imo State, okay.
Imo State. Which local government?
Olu local government.
Okay, Oluna here now.
Now
It's
here.
close to Rivers now.
So my village is actually the closest village that's in River State, closest to Imo State. It's just across the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we are
So
close
it's
to
not
Abia.
far.
At least 6'8" there our area. Might be seen it.
So is this what height does to women? Holy shit!
No, see, yeah. So okay. What height does is that it's not just being tall. Yeah, you can be tall and lanky. I don't find that attractive. I
Masha
find
sounds
that,
big. Masha sounds like a big dude.
So it's a different thing being tall and just lanky.
And big,
You
yeah.
understand? Lanky, may breeze not blow you, may just go fall anyhow. You understand? You
Yeah.
got to get some kind of stamina.
muscle.
That's number one.
Stamina,
Number-
go.
Number two.
Stamina.
She's thinking long.
Number two, you must be apportioned correctly. You cannot have thin leg.
I believe you.
You cannot. You have to have a you don't have to have a bodybuilding body. Like you just have to be fit.
Yeah. But what does that mean, though? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because I'm confused. Okay, quick question before you go, Jella.
Some guys, guys that go to the gym all the time, they're very defined.
Yeah.
Like you can see their six pack, their arms, and all their biceps and all that stuff.
It's too much.
That's too much.
That's
not
too much?
Me.
Yes.
For me personally, I don't find them attractive.
Oh shit! Okay.
I like a little bit of a pot belly.
Yes, yeah. Nigerian women like that. Yeah,
A
chubby.
little bit, not the one that will take over the bed, though. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit.
I have 4.5 pack.
You have fun. Don't worry. We'll
That's
manage.
enough. We'll manage. We'll manage. How did I know she said she will manage? How did I know? How did I fucking know?
I thought because I'm not on the skinny side and I'm not on the big side, yeah. So if I want to stand with a tall guy, the guy must have some sort of build that he can wrap a woman around. Do you understand what I mean? It's not as if I'm selling myself. I'm not selling myself. I'm not in the market.
Sell, just say, don't worry. Sell, please.
No worry,
I'm selling myself too. I've already sold myself.
I'm not the market. Me just to tell you what me personally I would find physically attractive.
Yeah.
So you have to not be lanky, because you can be lanky and just be handsome and everything like that. But I don't like guys that has got, if you're tall, I don't like you to have dreads, because now you're taking away from the height.
With dreads.
Yeah, with dreads, it's not really appealing.
Okay.
It takes you out of place. But you know this thing called haircut called high top.
Yes.
High top, they suit tall guys. High top with
adds to the height too.
Clean-shaped edges, as in where the edge they tear cut. Just what I mean.
Oh, man.
And then you're cleanly, again, you can be clean-shaved or you can have beards. That's no problem at all. So all these things put together is quite a vision. Is a sight to look at.
Fair enough. You know what I like? What I like about you, Jella, is you like men. No. Like men. You know what I mean? It's not because again, I'm a guy that makes. I'm a social commentator. You understand? I see what's going on in this social media street, bro. Jella, there's a lot of like women spewing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Marsha? Like I get it.
Yes.
We men do a lot of shit. We do a lot of shit. I get it. But it's refreshing to see a woman objectively and unapologetically talk about, man, this is what I like on a man. You know, it makes us feel good. You know.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you another thing again. So I like a guy that has got a bit of a swag, a bounce to him. You know, like with the waka like bouncing, like homeboy, them the homeboy.
Those black American style, like
but not too much. Like a bit, so that there's this swag that comes with it. Do you understand?
For real,
when you're not too big, you're on the just a belt. But so that when you wear shirt, the shirt goes sit down well. You wear trouser goes sit down well. Do you understand? And then you can now dress and match up your colors right. It's sweet.
Fair play. No. Like that.
Sometimes when my husband dress up like that, I go just the chop and roll.
She's spitting game.
She's looking lustfully. I say, please let me feed my eye before these other girls go feed. They feed, they go.
What did I tell you? I told you guys, women are aggressive for the men they like. I told you guys all these things. Women, they will go hard for the guys they like.
Then they now add skincare. They're now like their cuticles are clean and everything. But just they look at it, you'll be drooling. You do not know that.
Jella will lock you in the basement. You're not going out.
I swear.
So that's the thing. So that's the thing that you don't get here. I'll let you out. Look here. I want other women to be looking at you.
Okay.
Not send me picture. Post picture.
Post
what
the
they
picture.
Say, send the camera down. I beg. I'm going to beg you.
On your page, you will come and see on your
we
page.
Will come and see. Let it be for public consumption.
Okay.
So me too. I will see. She will see. Everybody will see.
Everybody see. Public consumption. But it's nice meeting someone told that.
She said, "Make no sense, though." No, I can't lie. There was a time I used to be very jealous of tall guys. I can't lie though. You know why though? Not because of women, actually, because I've never had an issue with women. It was more up for sports. Because I play American football. Football, you know, and I play defense. So height helps.
Yeah.
Height helps to be like reach. I'm 5'8". I'm a big dude, but I'm 5'8". So I'm limited. So that's the only time I was like, shit. But I came to find out, like, there's some guys out here that are struggling with dating, but they blame it on the height. Let me ask you I'll ask you a quick question, Jella and Masha, then I then most likely end the live. From your perspective, Masha, right, as a tall guy, You know, you sound like you got things figured out at least a little bit. Do you feel like dating is so much easier for you overall? Like, do you have to work as a tall guy? Do you have to work hard to get a woman? And when you get, second question, so the first question is, do you have to work hard to get a woman? Number one. Number two, when you get the woman, do you feel like you can get away with anything? Or you can get away with a lot more? What do you think, Masha?
The thing is, are we talking about getting a woman for dating or sleeping with the woman?
Both. Let's do both.
Okay, for sleeping is easier. You get passes all the time.
Chat, man.
If you're a tall guy, and because I personally have self-control and
Sure.
I protect my,
That's good.
I only share my body with somebody that I'm comfortable with. Yeah, but I know how much I have turned down. I turn down all the time. Yeah. So, if you're shorter, less than, let me say, 6'1", you have to obviously find other ways, personality, make them laugh, blah, 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 blah. But I never had to struggle as much as the regular guy. I would say that.
Yeah. You just show up and it comes to you.
Yeah, like basically in Paris here, all I have to do is go to a club. I don't even need VIP or section. I don't have to stand by the bar and buy a drink and to come to me. Yeah.
I believe you, bruv.
Yeah. So another thing I want to say is, like, the recovery time I have as someone that's 6'8", like, for example, if I go speak to a girl, I like a girl, this and that, she says no, or she plays games on me, this and that. My recovery time is short because I know by Friday if I go out again, but for a guy, for a guy who's 5'7", 5'8", he takes him a long time to meet a girl, and she turns him down. He has to start hunting again. So I've been blessed in that aspect because I didn't go through those emotions that regular guys feel, even though I've had my own, disappointments.
Sure.
So, yeah. Okay, so it's easy, but now when it comes to getting married, this and that, trying to find somebody, it's a level playing field because women way more than just the physical.
Oh yeah, of course. Marriage is a whole new it's a whole other level, yeah.
It's another ballgame, especially with in our community. Sorry to say, it's all about finances and how much you spend, so in that aspect, and I'm not a materialistic person. So even though I'm not the one spending, going out, buying Michelin star, this
you don't
and
need
that.
You don't need to lead with your money. Like, you already
exactly.
Told, let's be real.
That was a I'm sorry to say this, but I can be blunt sometimes. There was an Afro girl that was fronting on me. She was I was trying to holler at her. She was trying to play the games for me. And I told that woman, if there are 5 countries in Scandinavia, if I go there right now, I can get a lot of wives without hesitation.
Yeah.
If I go to Eastern Europe, I have no issues. If I go to Vienna, I have no issues. So So don't treat me as someone who's like, I'm not getting anything.
I think women know that too. Women know. One thing I know about women, bro, they know who is getting and who's not. They can tell. It's weird.
If I go to Latin America, forget about it. If I step foot in Latin America, I'm gone. Personally.
Papacito, papi.
What's they call me? Papi.
Grande, papi, grande.
So it's different. Now, the first time I'm having challenges is when now I'm 37, I'm trying to find a wife, somebody that fall in love with this and that, and we'll go the whole 9 years with kids. That is where I'm having challenges.
You got to be careful too, because if you choose wrong, bro, it's gonna fuck you up. How it is with men.
Yeah, exactly. And in some ways, I'm sensitive in a lot of things. So if I choose I'm a Samson because I'm big, strong, and everything. But if I take the wrong woman, me personally, I know I'm done.
Yeah,
I might be done. So it has to be it's a careful selection I have to make.
But must you get married though?
No, when I'm in marriage, I feel someone to settle, like have my priority is falling in love. Put it
Falling
like
in
that.
love. Okay, yeah. Marriage. Just be careful with that stuff.
Yeah.
Be
My
careful with it.
priority is falling in love. So if there's no love, forget about it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Fair point. Fair point. Let
So
me go to Jella quickly. Then we can close up because I know she wants to run. Jella, as a tall, I know you're married, so it's probably you don't have the answer, but that's fine. But as a taller woman, did you find men were like, oh man, she's too tall for me when you were dating? Do you want to
You
comment
see,
on that?
yeah. I found out that guys that were coming to me were mostly short guys.
Those
So
short men.
I was more on the selective side
Yeah.
because I'm that kind of girl that I want to lean on your chest, not the other way around.
I don't want to grab your legs like this.
Nah, I don't want to grab your legs, mate. You understand? And because I wear heels as well, so you need to match up with my heels as well.
But how often you wear heels, though, Jella? Come on.
If you don't match up with my heels, so with my heels I'm like 6'2".
Yeah.
Because I wear 4" and I'm 5'10", so I'm like 6'2". So even without my heels, at least you should be like 6 foot, and you should have some sort of build to you. You can't be as skinny as me, because obviously it makes me look as if I'm walking with a small boy kind of thing. So your build is very important. So those are the things I was looking out for. For a woman who is tall, it's very difficult because majority are below average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Majority of the guys, there is very few of them that are above 6 foot. So for me, even though I wasn't looking at the time I got married, I wasn't looking for husband at the time. Going out, when I started going out, I noticed that a lot of people, if I go out with my girls, most of the people that come to approach me are mostly short guys. Mm-hmm. I was in a club one day, and then I sat down with my friend. I had my heels on, and then this guy came and stood in front of me and wanted to dance with me. And I told him no. This guy was like, if I have to put him, probably is like 5'2" or 5'1", so he was quite short. Mm-hmm. So he stood in front of me and he was shaking his body and told me to stand up. And I looked at him whilst I was sat down. I was like, no, I'm not standing up. Yeah. So I've got the security guy at the door. He was looking at me. My friend was looking at me. And everybody was watching what I'm going to do. So I stood up. This guy was technically on my boobs.
Hey, not this boy, man. Shit. You can still dance. Shit. You know?
And so I was looking down. I've got this mental state where I don't want to look down. I don't want to see the crown of your head. Yeah. I do not want to see the crown of a man's head. To me, it's a mentality thing. Mm-hmm. You understand? So I sat down back again, and the guy just walked away and came back and said if I wanted a drink. I said, no, thank you, I'm fine. No, but for a woman who is tall, it's difficult because the majority are below average or average, and you're above average, the market is a lot tighter for you compared to the guys. Yeah. The market is a lot tighter and a lot thinner. And when Marsha was talking about recovery time, we have a longer recovery time. Do you understand? You see how it works in adverse?
By supply and demand.
And because by the time we go find another third person, finish like another 2 years. Do you understand? We go meet our personality. Yeah, you cannot go to Maldives and all those places, except you go to America where the chances of you getting a wider stream of taller guys are there.
Or Netherlands.
Yeah, there's a wider stream. But if you stay in a country where the stream of tall people are very, very small, your chances of getting what you want or getting what you desire is very slim. So our recovery time is shorter. it's long. Our recovery time is longer. We go to vex say, after 5 years, now we go wait another 5 years again. You go say, So yeah, we struggle. We struggle in the dating field.
No, I love asking this kind of questions because you get perspectives from like different people. Fantastic. No. Masha, Jella, this was a fun chat, though. This was a fun chat. I can't lie, man. I started wanting to talk about how to build confidence. We don't even talk about how to build confidence, bro.
When you talk about confidence in that life, taller people actually lack confidence, most especially the females.
Yeah, okay, I can get it. Yeah,
the females lack confidence. You have to consciously build it. That's why you see a lot of tall girls. Rarely, very few of them, or a very handful that kind of wear heels. Most of them tend to go with flats.
I think
because they don't want to give that extra height.
I think there's confidence and there's self-esteem. I think what's more important, my opinion, is self-esteem. Because confidence comes and goes. I'm a very confident person, but sometimes, you have some rough days, depends on what you're doing or what you try to achieve. your confidence might go down or whatever, but self-esteem is what you think of yourself or your
Right.
identity. Yeah, that is
It took me time to actually get both.
I get
It took
it.
me time. Again, it has to do with you accepting who you are as a person and be unapologetic about it. So when I go on so a guy wants to chat me up and he goes, "Oh, you're really tall," and I go, "Why are you short though?" Because he's trying to jab me, but I've turned that jab around to him.
Yeah, some men do that though. Some men do that.
They want to bring you down.
Negging, it's called.
Yeah.
You understand? They want to bring you down.
Yeah.
So I just turn it around and say, "Why are you short?" And I just look at you with a very, very I can't be bothered kind of face. So in order for you to chat, I kind of give free will to, or I kind of give pity. I know talking pity, but you understand what I mean, to guys who I'm taller than, who approaches me.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a very good sense of humor.
Yeah.
To talk to a tall person, and you have to have confidence within yourself to speak to a tall person. Because do you know what it feels like to be looking at a woman looking up at a woman? It's for me. I don't know. It just does something to me.
Guys, put it off. You know, you have to build other parts of yourself.
But if you have a good sense of humor, you will catch any tall girl you want to catch. Because that's the next thing you have to have.
You know what's funny to me? Most of the girls that I've done anything with were either my height or taller.
Taller, yeah. If you have a personality, you have good conversations, you're intellectual.
I can carry them. I can carry them, pick them up.
Because what happens is a tall girl will jab you. She'll throw jabs at you because you're short. Because I do that a lot. I throw jabs. Now I want to see if you can turn that into humor. If you can turn that into that guy, you short shower. I know if you can't do your shortness. Let
And then he starts crying.
Do you understand? But if you turn it around in this humor, I feel that, okay, me and you can actually relate on that level. But you have to have a very good personality with any girl, really. If you don't have, if you have a disgusting personality, tall, short, or whatever, no go even want to stay around you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So yeah, we are disadvantaged than Masha.
The world is his playground for Masha.
I'll give you a funny story. This is like my favorite tall story. I used to hang out with a bunch of German girls and a Colombian. There were 5 girls, 4 German, 1 Colombian. So we were all going to a club. So we had pre-drinks at someone's apartment, one of the girls' apartment. Then we were about leaving. I went into the bathroom, came out of the bathroom, and all these women were rushing to get their heels because they were going out with me. Yeah. They were like, Henry's here, we have to wear heels. Because in Paris, there are a lot of short guys. So when they go out with other guys, like they can't wear heels, but with me, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
So I got to experience
you make them feel small. That's why they find they're wearing heels.
Women want to feel protected, and for some reason, the size helps with the protection.
You know what? I've noticed that, Masha. That's such a great point. You know what? Of course, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to women, but I noticed that. Yes, I'm 5'8", 5'9". Sometimes I feel short, sometimes I feel average, but I'm big. You understand? So I may not be like the tallest dude, but if you see me, you'll be like, okay, this guy looks like he will eat your heart out. And I'm a nice dude though, but I'm buff, Yeah. And I've noticed that also helps a lot with women.
It helps a lot.
If your girl is taller than you and she's on the slim side and you're buff.
Slim, yes.
On the slim side and you're buff, it will blend itself out.
Yeah.
You would not be seen as small boy. You'll be seen as, okay, this is the person that she's with.
Yeah.
You understand? But when you're skinny and the girl is skinny, breeze blow, who won't catch person?
But big women, like fat, plus size, that's the word.
Plus size.
They like skinny guys though.
It's balanced now. You have to be balanced. It
balances out in other aspects.
Exactly.
In the bedroom.
It balances out. So don't worry, just be buffing away. Buffing away. Don't worry.
Oh, you guys have been so fun. This has been This has been the best conversation I've had this year. I cannot lie.
I came up because of attachment and
She
Masha.
came for attachment to teach us about hair. Then she deviates as soon as she got in. She immediately branched to Masha's height. No. But Jella, my dear, always a pleasure to see you, man.
Why I don't post picture? I have to be on the low.
Post your picture, let her know. But
Please,
Masha,
please let me know when you post it. Just send me message they posted.
I'll post now.
Okay,
Awesome.
I did your page. They wait.
we wait.
Nothing
We're
new.
waiting for you to post. Masha, my brother. Pleasure.
Thank you very much for having
I-
me.
Do I follow you already, Jella?
No, you now VIP now.
No, I just followed you. Jella.
I'll
I just
follow
followed
you back
Masha,
because
as
I've been
well.
follow you, not follow me. I say Abema
For
leave this
real,
German for a
I just
corner.
followed you. I just followed Masha. I just followed you. Ladies and
No
gentlemen,
wahala.
ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a fantastic
Good
evening.
night,
Okay?
good night.
Lovely chat, and let's try
Yes.
and link up some other time, guys in the chat. So please, where can I find your Fortnite? I don't play Fortnite. The fuck? I look like a kid. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic morning, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Jella, Masha, take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Be
Adios.
good. Adios. Be happy. Be nice.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Build businesses. Love your loved ones. Drink water. Eat fruits. Eat clean. Avoid toxic people. You don't need that shit in your life. Yeah, take your medications, do your checkups, all that beautiful thing. Just all the things you need to do to take care of yourself. You don't need toxic people. There's no limits. There's no limit to you. That's one of the things I said to myself. I have no limits. I don't care what the glass ceiling is. I don't live my life based on what other communities think of me. Because I live my life by that principle. I don't care. I achieve things that I don't. And one thing I wish a lot of black people in the West would understand is that your life depends on what you focus on. I don't focus on, oh my God, what are the... No, I don't give a fuck, bruv. I'm here to win, and win I shall. Period. If this road is blocked, I go the other way. If that other way is blocked, I go the other way. I will make it work, and that's it. And that's the mindset I have, and I wish you guys to have that mindset as well. One love, guys. Thanks for the time. Masha, Jella,
Take care.
have a fantastic time. Peace out, everybody.
You too. Take care. Bye, Masha.
Bye.